I think a few of you are coming on now. Sorry for the little delay, everyone. Just had a little. My guest is just hello, Leon. How's it going? See, hello there. So I will just get my thank yous underway and introduce everything. Hopefully, my guest will sort out his little issue with his iPad. That's why we're just a bit of a delay. So hopefully that'll get sorted out. So I'll just get introducing and get my thank yous out of the way, and hopefully I can get my guest on then. Hi, Leon. Hi, James Brown. Hello. Evening, Colin. Good evening, Stephen and Ian and Leon. Right, Lee Ashby here, Speedway and Motocross Memories. Got a different, slightly different interview for you this evening with a motorcycling road racing ace, and obviously his connections to Speedway as well. But I'll just get my thank yous out of the way, and then when hopefully I'll get my guest on, and then I can introduce him on. Hopefully he'll be sorted out by then. Big thanks for the support to Simon Pardo of White Eagle Finance. They give quality financial advice for pensions, mortgages, investments and protection. Check the website out at www.whiteeaglefinance.co.uk. Big thanks to the legend Stefan Everts with his S72 Gin and Vodka brand. Check out his amazing products out at www.s72gin.com. Big thanks also to Lee Owen of Owen Developments. They specialise in supplying turbochargers to a global customer base covering motorsport, performance aftermarket and OEM sectors. Check them out on the shop side at www.owenturbos.com and also www.owendevelopments.co.uk. And also a big thanks to AMA legend Mr. Jeff Stanton. You can check out his new adventures business on www.jeffstantonadventures.com. So that's that done. I've got my introduction ready. Hopefully you've got some good questions for me, guys. I've got some down as well. Hey, Gary Stead, how's it going? Good to get you on, mate. Nice to see you. Evening, Giles. Evening, James. Philly Alkin. How's it going, mate? Evening, Carl. Evening from Western Supermare, whoever that is. So basically, guys, everyone that's come in so far has done it all right. Whoever wrote that, you basically need to click on the link on the post before you come in the video, and then I'll be able to see your name and face there like that. There you go, Cole. Evening, Cole. So I don't know whoever put from Western Supermare. If you want to go back out and come back in, then I can see your name and profile. So if you give me a question, I can put it up and then we can quote your name. Hello, Torben. How's it going? Georgie Holland. How's it going, buddy? I know my man here, George. He tells me that he was always watching all my things, and he was deaf as well, so he couldn't even actually hear what was going on. So now we've sorted out the subtitles for him. He'll be watching now live at home, and he can see the subtitles. So brilliant, George. I know you can now see, so that's you can hear it. So that's awesome. Barney Kennett, Mr. Eric Gunderson, how's it going? Where's my guest? You might have to come on. That was fantastic the other night, Eric, with you and Bruce. It was absolutely amazing. Something I'll never forget. So very grateful to you guys. That was awesome. Anyone that's seen the other night, Eric Gunderson with Mr. Bruce Pennell, you can check out that recording on our YouTube channel. Amazing. That was unbelievable. Awesome. So we've nearly got 100 people on live already. Really cool. Just hopefully get the guest on soon. Hello, David Baines on YouTube. Hello, Christopher Abbott, how's it going? Mark Gallagher, how's it going? I've got a question down there, Leon, so we can ask that. Right, there's a couple of you guys just coming in. I don't know if you want to do it before I get my guest on. See you coming up like that, look. It only comes up as Facebook user if you don't press on the link in the post. You have to, I know it's easy to just go straight into the interview, but on the post, it says click on the bit where it says StreamYard / something. You click on that and it gives you permission to use your profile. So then when someone comes up and they put like that, you can see the profile like Mark Gallagher here. You can say hi, put your question up. I'll bring it up on screen so me and the guest will see who we're talking to. There's another one there, look. So it only comes up like that otherwise. So when it's done properly, look, you'll see David Jameson like that. Good evening, Dave. Then it comes up properly. Evening, Mark. Whoa, Mr. Sean McConnell. How's it going, Sean? Loved you at Swindon, mate. In the good old 80s. I was quite young then, born in 77. So what were you, just trying to think when Sean was at Swindon Robins. Hope you can see my little Swindon t-shirt in the background there, Sean. Definitely would love to do an interview with you, Sean. That'd be awesome. I remember all your wheelies at the Abbey Stadium when I was a young kid. I'm just trying to think. I was literally probably about 7 or 8, 9, because that was in the 80s, wasn't it? What was that about? I'm just trying to think. 85, 86, maybe. Sean, was it? You might be able to confirm that. He'll be cutting someone's grass. He said there's quite a few of you now coming on that hasn't registered. Look, hi, Leon. See it there, look, people. You're just coming in. Look, hi, mate. Basically, you just need to click on the link in the post before you come into the interview. And then you'll come up like Sean. Look, you can see his profile and his name so that I can see who I'm quoting and who I'm talking to. Otherwise, we unfortunately don't get to know who it is. There you go, Leon. It's all sorted. 1984. So yeah, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I would have been about 7, 8 years old. 7, 8 years old then. And I'll be 44 on the 12th of this month. Flies by, doesn't it, Sean? You still riding, Sean? Still getting out there? Absolute ledge. I'd love to get you on, Sean. So I'll get hold of you on Facebook and then we'll hook up a live video interview with you. That'd be awesome. Right, let me give Alan a message and see how he's getting on. Right, okay. I'm going to do a live call here. Sorry, people. Just trying to... What's up, Mad Dog? Hello. Yeah. Yep. Right. So basically, if you got an email, Alan, right? What I'll do, because I thought I remember you saying about an iPad, so I knew that I could just send you the link and you click on it, so it'd be easy. But if you're now going on there, I basically have to send it to you by an email and then click on it while you're on the laptop. So basically, if you get your emails up on your laptop, I'll email you the link now, and then you can click on it, and then it should be all good. I'll do that now. So I'll get my email. We'll be with you soon, people. There is, right. Gotta love these last minute. Adds to the tension, doesn't it? Try not to act too panicked. Right, because I thought Alan was coming on his iPad, so now he's trying the laptop. So I am now just going to send him that now by email. Right, here we go. Oh, got another call now. Adam. All right, mate? Yeah. Oh, I thought the iPad and the phone was the same. That'd be why you can't then. Yep. Right. Oh, okay. He's going on his laptop now, so I'm trying to. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, mate. No problem. No worries. All right. Bye. Sorry, everyone. Oh dear. We're having fun, aren't we? Yeah, I was just about to ask you what the email is. So I'm writing it in now because I didn't have it. I didn't have your email. I didn't have it. Yeah. Right. So Adam Winslet just come back to me and he said that if you go on to Safari, which is like the internet, you have to download Google Chrome and then it will work. But yeah. What's the email? Yeah. Yeah. What is your email? I can do it now. Hang on. Adds to the suspense. Al Carter 12, yeah. Okay, hold on. I know there's about 140 people online. Yeah, they're all just watching me go on an email. Right. Okay. I think I've sent it now, okay? Sorry about this, everyone. We're all having fun and games here. They're all laughing in the comments. Mark Gallagher, and his knees down. All he needs to do is go on your Facebook page and join you there. You can't do it like that, Stephen. But hopefully we'll be on in a second. Sean McConnell's on. I've just been speaking to Sean McConnell. Eric Gunderson's come on. I've just sent you an email, yeah. I've definitely sent it. Hold on a minute. Hold on. That's right. So it's LA. Yeah. Oh, that's why then. I didn't do the A. LA Carter, yeah. 12. Yeah. Carter, 12. Yeah. 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 That was my fault. I didn't do the A. So I will be doing that now. Here we go. Should be going through now. Fingers crossed that's worked now. I put it to LA Carter 12. Yeah, that's what I've done. Why is it not going through? Let me try one more time. Hold on. Hotmail. Hotmail.com, wasn't it? See if this works. Right, I've tried again. How are we getting on now? I don't know why it's not coming in. It normally works every time. Right, okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, try it. All right, cool. Sorry about this. I'm all right, Heidi. Should we have a conversation? Give us a shout next week when it's logged in. Yeah. Didn't I say it was 25 past? We're starting. I'm sure I did. He's having a ride, yeah. We can all give him some abuse when he comes on. Yeah, I'll just tell you quickly about any of you people, any motocross guys that are on. I've still got the Jeffrey Hurlins shirt and full kit going. Gotta love the butt patch. Into the Lion's Den from Mr. Hurlins, multi-motocross champion. Dutch rider. There's only 26 of them left, so I should probably be doing a live draw on that at the weekend. What else was there? There was 26 tickets of them left. Obviously, any of you guys that are on now, I've got AMA legend Mr. Jeff Ward, the American, tomorrow. That'd be awesome. 7 o'clock, not 25 past. And then on Monday night, I've got former 500cc world motocross champion Mr. Jackie Martins, Belgium. 7 p.m. on Monday night. Then on Tuesday night, a Speedway one, I've got Mr. Chris Holder, 2012 World Champion, I believe, the Aussie. And I can also announce tonight as well, the big news as well, I've got former multi-world champion and AMA champion, Frenchman, Mr. Sebastian Tortelli, next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. He's going to do an hour with me then, and then we're going to do a part 2 the following week as well. So that's an amazing one there to get Mr. Sebastian Tortelli. Julian Rawson, shall we come back later? Oh, dear. It's just me and you guys tonight. Got loads of you guys on as well. Oh, dear. What's going on? Julian's laughing. I'm glad you're laughing. What I'll do in a minute is I'll start going through his pictures, and by the time he comes on, we'll have to see that. Right, we finished, Al. Cheers, bud. Oh, here we go. We might have some action. Yes, I can see you. Right. I'll introduce it in a minute. We can't hear you, Alan, until I bring you in, so I'll introduce you then while we've got you here before you go. Right then, we might have some action, people. Here we go. Right, here we go then. Right, my guest this evening is a former professional Grand Prix motorcycle road racer. Alan won the 1983 250cc French Grand Prix in only his second GP at only 18 years old. He had a career best finish of 7th in the 1985 250 World Championship. He's now a successful motorcycling coach, and of course he's brother to former Speedway 2-times British champion Mr. Kenny Carter, which we will discuss as well. I'm bringing in Mr. Alan Carter. Are we good, Alan?
Hi, Lee. How's it going?
Very good. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, just 1 minute.
Every room in the calendar here.
Well,
no, I made that.
Oh,
they're not. We're all good.
Right. Listen, right. Okay. Right. We're good.
Look at this from Mr. Gary Stead. Can you see on the screen? All right. Are you ready for this?
Yes. Sorry about this. What a cock.
Can you see what Gary just put?
Yeah, I know. I've got an iPad. I've got freaking.
So what are you using now?
I'm using my phone, so I had it all set.
Can you move it? Can you move it slightly so you can come this way into the middle more? Because this looks like there's quite a bit of light behind you. So if you move the other way,
like that,
it needs to go the other way.
Like that.
Yeah, that's it. If you turn that light off behind you, that's perfect now. Is that better?
I'm fine. Yeah, that's cool. But I wanted to use my iPad, and I use my iPad all the time, so I'm not used to really using a phone. So I'm looking at this small phone. But
Mr. Benji Compton's just put, "Getting old, Carter. Leave the technology to the kids."
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, we've managed to sort this out. So
yeah, we'll get on.
I'll leave it with you. Go for it.
Right. I can just looking down there now because there's been massive hellos. I said there was loads of hellos coming in. Eric Gunderson coming in said hello. Loads of the Speedway guys, Barney Kennett. They've all been saying hello. Gary Stead, Leon Ligra, is it? How do you pronounce that?
Yeah,
is that
Leon,
one? There you go. Leon said hello. Right then.
Yeah, Leon used to tune Hamilton's go-kart engines.
Ah, right, did he?
Yeah, big, fabulous guy.
Torben Mickelson, come on, saying hello.
Hi.
There he is, look. Mr. Gunderson come and said hello to you.
Hi, Eric.
Right. How did it all start for you then, Alan? How old were you when you got your first bike, and what was the bike you had, and what was you up to then?
My first bike was a Honda Dax 50, and Kenny obviously got the 70 and I got the 50, and he won all the races, obviously. You know, what can I say?
He won all of them?
Yeah, he was on the 70, I was on the 50, and I was 3.5 years younger. What a no.
So didn't you tell me before that you sort of both obviously did that, went on like the motocross bikes together and stuff like that? What was that like?
I didn't do anything. He got everything. He was a golden boy. Seriously,
what was the age difference? What was the age difference?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. So you were, it was everything that was a hand-me-down, was it then, Alan?
Like, yeah, exactly. All I got was blame for everything. I didn't even do anything. Honestly, it was unbelievable.
Were you guys both good on the motocross bikes, or?
No, I was crap, me.
Was you?
Somebody said
You
to me,
were?
"What's the best part of your career?" I said, "Retiring."
Leon's put, Lee, I asked Tracy if Alan got on track with Kenny. I got an answer, and Alan did not like the dirt. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really like getting mucky. You know, I just couldn't see the point in that dope and oil, boiling your chain, and so forth. You know, I like the tarmac, and it's, you know, my leathers are nice, and you know, I didn't fancy getting filled in.
Mark Gallagher put, he'll be cutting someone's grass.
Oh man, listen, I can't believe all that we had. I thought you was just gonna, Lee. I thought you was gonna ring me. I was gonna click, "Hey, how's it going?" And then we was going, and then it just didn't work out, did it? But it's all part of the fun.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Well, at least we're here now, mate, and we're all good. So, how did you get into the motorcycle road racing then? What was your first bike that you got to go on, and how did that actually come about?
Well, to be honest, my mom killed herself, and it's a bit heavy, like, but I had to go and live with my dad, or go and live in a home, and it was a no-brainer. So I went to live with my dad, and all of a sudden, I don't know, I was 15 years of age, and I was attending lots of the events with my dad's team, and I got all the shit jobs, cleaning the fairings and the wheels, and the next moment, Mal said to me, "Do you want to have a go?" So I didn't really have any experience. I'd never done a race. I'd done nothing. All I'd done is rip round fields, been a maniac, but not ever raced a bike in my life until I was 16.
Bloody hell. So that was your first experience, was it, at 16?
Just 1 minute, Lee. Just thought, if we've got any Bruce Penhall fans on, we've got the Kenny Carter Cups cheap. Sorry, go on. What was you saying?
Can you actually get them? Can you?
Yeah, of course you can. And listen, remember, the Carters won more golden hammers than Penhall did. We won 2. And it's not even his own track. Yeah, we were the
boys. Oh, that's brilliant.
We never come for the silver when we went to Cradley, I'll tell you.
You even sound like Kenny. You even sound like Kenny Allen.
Well, Jesus, in my book.
Carl Myers has put, "Lee, I just ordered a Chinese, mate, while we're waiting."
God. He'll be on his breakfast by the time I got one.
Yeah. How's it going, Lawrence Hare? He's put, "Hopefully this will get sorted." We did. Some excellent interviews lined up, Lee. Well done. So you've got Lawrence Hare's on as well. Can't click on Lee. Everyone's asking if you're still alive.
Oh, I don't know. I am, to be honest.
So obviously then, Alan, you got into, so after when did you actually finish your career racing in motorcycling then? What age were you in what year?
It was 1992 and I was 28 years old. I was very young.
28? Yeah,
28. And I was pretty washed up, to be honest with you. I'd done a few years in England, 4 years in the GPs, then got a phone call from a guy in America, said, "Do you want to come and race in America?" So I did 3 seasons in the AMA, which was fabulous. I mean, they looked after me. It was amazing. And it was, honestly, I mean, I've got no problems with the Yanks. They're just awesome. I tell you some great stories, funny stories about them as well. But they looked after me fabulously.
I got Stephen King put, "I had the pleasure of sponsoring Alan in the early 90s with Honda, Best for Britain."
Yes, Steve's a fabulous guy. He owned Abingdon Motorcycles and sponsored me, and what a gentleman. I mean, one thing I always did, Lee, was I always had a good relationship with my fans and my friends, and I kept everybody from day one to now. So, you know what I mean? I think I kept grounded and just loved the association and the friendships that I built along the way. So what happened is later on in life, all these people that I needed at certain points, Mark Gallagher and Mandy really looked after me when I was in a dark place, and it stood me in good stead, which, you know, to be humble and to stay humble was one of the key things I teach when I'm training the kids.
Yeah. So when you were, so it's quite young, really, isn't it, to be finishing, obviously, professional racing. So then what did you do from that point?
I opened a motorcycle clothing company.
Okay.
And in Bradford, and the guy told me that I would be making £100,000 a year very quickly. And see, Billy's just come on. I had a chat with him earlier.
Yeah, can you give him a nudge, because I've been pretty much begging him to come on.
Yeah, well, I told him, I said, I'm going to rip Penall a new arsehole tonight.
Been begging Billy. Absolute legend. Oh, right. You didn't say that, did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
Oh, Jesus.
We were good, Lee. Seriously, we were good.
Yeah.
If you beat Kenny or me, you were good.
I love that.
Yeah.
Gotta love the confidence.
Yeah, I won 3 British titles in the last 3 years, so you know the kids who listen.
The Gary's put always excuses. I'm going to rip him forever. Borstal wouldn't take him.
Yeah, Gary, Steady won't be getting his Christmas dinner this year if you don't watch it.
So how that went? So you obviously did the shop thing. So then what happened from there?
I ended up working for a printing company, and but just did different things really. And then I've done all sorts. I even went and worked in the North Sea on the oil rigs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was bizarre. I mean, I thought I would be the life and soul of the North Sea. They would love me. I would boost morale. I'd be funny. Jeez, honestly, I went down faster than the fucking Titanic. I did. I really did.
Did it?
Did. Yeah.
So then after that, when did you get into the coaching side then, Alan? When did that happen, and how did that come about?
I did the Pro-Am, the Pro-Am series. I don't know if you know much about the RD350, the LC. It was an iconic bike that came out in 1980 about. And I raced it at Silverstone at the British Grand Prix. I was asked to be the star of the show, and they just offered me so much money. Yeah. It was how much do you reckon they offered me to be the star? It was amazing.
Go on,
have a guess, Lee.
I literally no idea.
Go on.
So this, for how long was this for?
Just for a day.
For a day. 500 quid. 500 quid.
No, Jesus, I wouldn't have left the street for that.
I thought I'd go in nice and low. 2 grand.
Hey, no. Anyway, it was 60 quid.
What?
60 quid he did.
I was glad I went in low.
I never turned up. I can assure you I can't repeat what I told him. But the next year he says, I'll give you 2.5 grand. So I said, I'll be there. And I really wanted to win it, but I don't really ride bikes. And I qualified 3rd.
Okay.
But on the last corner, I nearly crashed. And my 2 mates were on the grandstand absolutely wetting themselves because I couldn't believe it afterwards, the conversation. So anyway, I crashed I crashed 3 times that weekend. I'm not like Kenny me. I crash and bounce where Kenny used to brake. But I met a kid called Ryan Vickers. Ryan Vickers is a young star in superbikes. Mm-hmm. And I was asked if I would coach him. So mm-hmm. I basically thought about it and then said yes. So I got back into BSB in 2017, the British Championships. as a coach to a young kid who had no experience, really very little experience. He was a champion motocross racer from Norwich.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, right.
And we spent a couple of years together, and the first year we won the final round, and then the following year we won 10 out of 11 races. We won 10 and crashed out leading the other one.
Oh dear.
And then I went on, so from Ryan Vickers I went on to help Corey McGreevy, and Corey won the championship. And then I started helping a young guy called Chrissy Rouse from Newcastle, just on the outskirts of Newcastle. And Chrissy was, he was kind of a bit weird, really. His dad was just such a nice guy, and he really asked me if I would help his son. And I kind of didn't know the kid, but liked him. So I watched him, and I kind of figured, what his problems were quick, because my job is to fix the problems.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a British Championship contender, you're good, but I need to know why there's a few people better than you. And it takes about 6 months to suss and straighten the kid out, and that's basically what I do. And
do you enjoy doing that, Alan? Like getting into that? So do you get into all the mental? Because there's obviously a lot of mental games and psychology involved in racing, and
it's amazing, and that's the strength. I think once you've been world class, I don't know. I mean, I was chatting to a couple of British champions yesterday, and they said to me, "You've just got a gift for it." And I'm really calm. I'm quite aggressive, and still, I was an aggressive rider, aggressive person, and I'm still the same at home. I mean, I've found that women are not very understanding. I mean, I came in at 2:00 last night, and Tracy was stood at the door with a rolling pin. And I said, "It's a bit late for baking, love." And then I had to duck a bit.
Did a bit of
smack me over the head with it. No, I like the kids. I love. For me, it's about improvement. It's like, let's take you from where you are and see how far we can go. So if I took a kid on who's 20th to 30th, and I get him in the top 10, he's, to me, over exceeded his expectations.
So what's your plans now then? Obviously, I don't know what the situation is, obviously, with the COVID and racing and all that. What's the plans now then for this year for you? How's that planning out?
Well, we're obviously, we've been put back 3 weeks. So the first round's going to be at Alton Park in May, bank holiday. That's the latest. We're not sure. I mean, obviously, Stuart Higgs is the boss of MSVR and the BSB, and they'll inform us of the situations. But I do have a 16-year-old kid who's going to do the World Championships and the British Championships, so it's a little bit complicated. James McManus,
just about to ask you that, who there is.
James will be doing both championships, so I'm going to have to spend some time in Europe with him.
Yeah.
And, I used to race against James's dad, Eugene, Senior.
Yep.
And he asked me to help the boys last year, and I did. And we came very, very close to winning 2 races. He finished second, and he was second in another round, and the clutch broke on the last lap. So, we to be honest, I'm expecting to be fighting for the title this year with James, and then his brother's in the Stock 600 Championship, and he had a big crash in 2019 and nearly died. So, look, his confidence is growing, and I want him to enjoy himself. I don't do what Mal did to me. I mean, basically, if I didn't do the business, if me and Kenny didn't do the business, Mal said he'd find somebody who could. You know, there was
that
no
that
messing.
blunt there.
Yeah, there was no messing around.
Yeah.
So I kind of just, small steps.
Yeah.
You have to look for tenths, and tenths make seconds.
Yeah.
Especially when you're at the sharp end. You know, if you're
Fine line, isn't it?
if you're Thorpe and Kurt Nickel, or Carmichael and Bubba, it's really, as Roger said, DaCosta, about when Ricky said he couldn't beat Bubba. Well, we had a situation in 2018 at Silverstone.
Okay.
And there's a young superstar who's coming, and he's called Rory Skinner.
Mm-hmm.
The kid is absolutely sensational.
Is he?
And he turned up to do the Stock 600 round at Silverstone in 2018. Now, my rider had just won 8 on the bounce, I think. 6 or 8 on the bounce. And Rory out-qualified us by half a second. And my rider, Ryan, was really, he'd hit the wall, he was maxed out.
Yeah.
And I was just laughing internally, thinking, I said, look, Ryan, you will beat him, and I'm going to tell you how to beat him.
Okay.
And we did beat him. And
what did you tell him?
Well, I said, the problem is, the hardest part is to stay with him for 3 laps. If you can stick with him on the first 3 laps, you can stick with him for 30 laps. Yeah. So what is going to be very difficult after 3 laps will become a little bit more comfortable. And then it's going to become easy. And then you're going to suss him out. And we're going to find the attack point what lap and where we're going to attack and take the lead. You see, I watched Rory's starts, and he did 3 practice starts, and he fluffed every one.
Okay.
And although he was on pole position, I knew that we would lead on the first lap. So I said to Ryan, I said, what will happen is that you will lead and he's coming. Now, there's nothing better than knowing something that's going to happen. It's like a pre-recipe. It's like
pre-warning, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to happen. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know.
So it's not messing with your mind. Yeah.
So when it does happen, you're expecting it.
Yeah.
So I said, but the only thing is, I don't know when Rory's going to come past you, but he will. But when he does, you've got to be like Teflon. You've got to be on the son of a bitch's ass, because he was going to want to. The secret is when you pass to break him straight away. So when Rory came past, Ryan struggled. He was dropping about 0.3, 0.4. Then it sort of seesawed. And then I knew we had him. And then Rory crashed. And we had an easy win. But I knew Ryan would beat him.
So it was like the pressure of not being able to pull away.
Yeah, and there's nothing worse when in road racing when you get a pit board. When your pit board says +0, +0, +0. It's not. I mean, I know what to do with that. It's easy, but I'm a old, wily old fox. But when you're a kid, you just keep going faster and faster, and then Rory crashed. I would let him pass me.
Sort of take the pressure off. Yeah.
I would have let him pass me, sussed him out, figured out his strong points, his weak points, and then,
What was that coverage you sent me, Alan? Because I watched that, and that was a hell of a race, wasn't it? You literally went back and forth 10, 12 times, was it?
Which one was that, Lee? I can't remember.
I'm just trying to think who it was, but you sent me some coverage, and it was really good. I'm trying to think who it was.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
That's right. We'll get on with this anyway. We've got Nervo 63 here. It's great to see Alan found his book very moving. Besides Kenny, which speedway riders did Alan enjoy watching out of interest? And did Alan ever race at local track Oliver's Mount?
Okay. My favourite speedway rider was a kid that I met when I was 16. No, when he was 16, sorry. And I was 16. I was about 13. And it was Kelly Moran.
Yeah.
And I met Kelly when he was 16 at Halifax. and I just found him sensational, just style-wise. You know, he looks so relaxed on the bike, and so my favourite rider's got to be Kelly. And I never raced at Oliver's Mount because obviously I don't know if you can see my T-shirt.
Yeah.
My dad owned the Pharaoh racing team, and my dad's first ever rider got killed at Oliver's Mount.
Bloody hell.
So he broke down, did Phil Aslam.
Yeah.
And a guy clipped him and knocked him off. Then his mate, one of his best mates, came round the corner and mowed him down, and he died in my dad's arms. So my dad never wanted me to do road races like that.
Bloody hell. Not good.
Although I must admit, I did. Yeah, I did the Northwest 200, which is a bit like the TT.
I was just about to say, I was actually just thinking about the TT. Did you do anything on the TT?
No, I went when I was 16, and this guy crashed in front of me, a German, and he got killed right there in front of me. So it kind of, put me off a bit, really. I didn't really fancy it anyway.
Yeah, it's a scary old race, isn't it? That's for sure.
I did the Northwest 200, though, in 1994.
Did you enjoy that?
Not really. No, I didn't really find it. I find it really easy and not really. I don't think I was really interested. The guy offered me $2,500. He said, "Would you come?" I did a chat show with a guy called Mike Edwards. He was second in the race, and he said he never offered me $2,500. I put my arm around him. I said, "I know." I said he wanted a real star.
That's brilliant. I was just going to look because someone did mention this, and I've got this down as a question as well. So Nervo on YouTube's put, Alan, you seem a pretty jovial bloke. Was your dad Mal as tough as people make out?
Oh, geez. Listen, people know. I mean, I'm not a fighter, but I'm not a fighter, but I'm a good fighter. But I wouldn't. Honestly, if I was frightened to death of him, and so was my brother. But no, he was bad news. You know, I mean, pretty intimidating guy. I mean, hey, listen, Lee, I got him a birthday card.
Okay.
And I couldn't get there till the next day. Now, it was quite a big card, and it said, "Sorry for the belated birthday card." But right at the very bottom, it said, "But if not," yeah. When he opened the card, open, a big finger popped out, and it said, "Up yours." Now, I thought that was brilliant. I swear. He never spoke to me for 2 years.
No way.
Yeah. 2 years. It's like, it's just.
So when was that? When was that?
It was about 87, 88.
Right, okay.
Honestly, it's like, man, I don't know. But no, I would, no, you wouldn't, no. Anyway, you know, if you said to me, who would you like to coach? We can do it all again. We've got the magic wand. We're going back to 1980. I'd have my dad. Mal would be my coach. But I would have a manager. I'd have a manager, proper manager. And the only thing I would have is the best engine tuner in the world. Because it's like Bruce said on Tuesday, you have got to have the best of everything if you want to be a champion.
Yeah. The full package, yeah.
Best tires, the best chains, the best mechanic. You've got to have the full package. Else, you know, talent will get you so far.
So obviously your dad was obviously a strong character, and obviously he must have been a big influence on yourself and Kenny. Obviously he got you guys into the bikes. What sort of influence was he in pushing you into what you actually did, and what was he like with that? No,
listen, if it wasn't for Mal, there would have been no Kenny or Alan Carter. You know, my dad was a really hard-working, 7 days a week, grafting, old-fashioned guy who sponsored many people. You know, many people before when I was a kid. when I was a young kid. When I was 6 years old, he was sponsoring people. And there was, he put a lot of money in, was really kind to people, sponsoring them, and worked really hard and enjoyed his racing, loved it, and he was a fast racer. Mal,
yeah. I was going to say, you told me he was really good as well, wasn't
he? Yeah. Yeah, he was quick.
Bloody hell. So I've got Stephen King. Put my earliest memories of Alan was at Thruxton. He couldn't race because he'd worn his foot down from a recent crash. We watched the race with Simon Crafer in from the top or the transporter. Alan climbed to the top, not using his feet on the ladder, but purely by his arms. Do you remember that?
No, I can't remember, but I'll tell you a story if you want. I can tell you a little story about the 1992 Honda.
Yes.
Which we got the brand new 92 Honda, and I didn't like it. And it was the first bike I ever raced with upside down forks.
Okay.
What
was that like? What was that like?
It was too stiff. It just didn't, no feel whatsoever. So I wouldn't race it. But I kept my 91 bike from the previous year. So I won all my races in 92 on my 91 bike. Now, Simon Crafer, who was I think Australian or Kiwi 250 champion, he wanted to ride my bike. So Honda let him ride the 250 with the upside down forks, which he put the bike on pole position twice when I was injured. But what was really funny was maybe I was a bit more sensitive to the machine and the balance of things, because he crashed out and lost the front end in both races.
Yeah.
And Steve King, Steve sponsored both of us. But I just didn't like the bike. It just didn't feel, I just didn't have the confidence. So I rode my bike from 91 in 92.
I've got Adam Winslet. But did you race against Damon Hill on the RD350?
Well, it's a difficult question. Not yes and no. And the reason was he was really shit, right?
Was it?
I lapped him.
Did you?
Yeah. It was amazing because he just wasn't very good on a bike, unless he went to Brands Hatch to a club race, and then he was good. But no, I mean, a lovely guy, and Formula One world champion. So I got a lot of respect for how he did that. I've no idea, because if you saw him on a bike, he just didn't look comfortable. But I did race him. Yeah, I think once or twice.
Lapped him.
Yeah.
That might have put him off then.
do you want to know who's the best I've ever lapped?
Go on.
Carl Fogarty.
Straight up?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. When was that?
I mean, listen, he got going a bit quicker towards the end. But in the 1986 British Grand Prix, I'm fighting for the lead. And my mate, a French kid called Dominique's leading, and I'm leading, he's leading. Start the last lap, and I crashed. So it's not like motocross where you crash and get back on.
Yeah. Normally finish the bikes, ain't you?
Can you imagine 2 corners to go and I'm second, but I'm not nowhere. I mean, 80,000 people. I'm going to win, and I couldn't win. I was a little bit too far behind him, and I should have settled for second. But in that race, I lapped Fogarty. So that's a nice little.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because if we ever do anything together, I'll say he's only a club racer. I'm a GP guy.
Have you had some good conversations with Foggy?
I like him. He's a good guy. I mean, he's, some people don't like him, some do, but he's fine. I mean, we can't please everybody. I mean, the most important thing is to be nice to people and, do the best you can.
Well, I've got a nice one here. Peter Reed. Peter, the chef off the rig you worked on, says hello. Never forgot our conversation about Kenny. A good time to mention looking after your well-being.
Honestly, like I said, on the rigs, everybody hated me apart from the people in the canteen. And they just loved me and I loved them. And I'll tell you a little story about the oil rigs, right? We got this guy who was, I don't know, he wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. So we told this kid that we had the fishing rights on the oil rig, that when we clock off at 6 o'clock in the evening, that we can fish off the bottom deck. Now, I said to him, if you stand behind this container, yeah, the two of us, me and my mate, Robbie, he's going to go and get the permit for the fishing license, and I'm going to go to the galley in the canteen and get the fish heads for the bait. So if you wait down here, we'll be down in about half an hour, and we're going to be doing some fishing. Big stuff, you know, like 80, 90 kilo stuff, you know, no messing around. So we went up and obviously had a shower and went for our evening meal. And this kid was down there for about 2 hours before he thought, what's going on?
That's brilliant.
It was a bit mean, but it was funny.
You're terrible.
Yeah,
Mark Gallagher.
No.
Can you give me a quote for my drive?
Well,
got
no.
Alan Little. Hi lads, great crack as usual.
Yeah, me and Mark Gallagher, me and Marco, my best mate, we went into the driveway business.
Right, okay, that's why you've been saying
Mark,
that. Yeah.
We were a bit like Laurel and Hardy, and Mark had all the ideas, and I got no idea. And we got these three pikeys to. Mark said that these lads are going to teach us how to do this pattern imprinted concrete driveways. So, you know, I didn't have a pot of piss in, and I don't know what Mark had got, but we put this drive in, and the concrete came late. The forecast was it's going to rain, so we need the concrete at 8 o'clock because the rain's coming in about 1 o'clock, but it'll be set by then. We're good to go. The concrete come about 3 hours late. We decided to go for it. We got half of it in, and it absolutely had a monsoon, and the whole driveway floated down this road, and we just wanted to cry.
That's brilliant. Oh dear, Mark's like, I've got to be careful what I put up, Mark. I keep looking. Look.
No.
Oh dear.
Have you seen Home Alone?
Yeah.
Well, me and Marco look like them two guys in that.
Yeah. Is that what you look like doing the driveways?
We used to go around Huddersfield in this van that just looked like that. And it was so embarrassing. And he said to me, whatever you do, Al, don't go down Leeds Road. Because we're running on red diesel, right?
Oh, no.
We didn't have any money. So,
yeah.
So what does Alan do? I goes down Leeds Road thinking I'll be all right. And the coppers pull me up and confiscate the van. and we were out of business.
Jesus Christ. He's put here, so glad you picked Kelly Moran as your favourite speedway rider. He is mine too. So glad you have kept your Barnet too.
Yeah, I got as much as Bruce, but you know, we're not doing so bad.
Right, got Alan Little on YouTube here. But I first saw Kenny ride March 1978. He was the new reserve rider at Newcastle Diamonds. I was that impressed. I joined the fan club the next day. I still have a personal Christmas card sent by KC.
Yeah, it was good times. I mean, Kenny used to come to school to pick me up about 1 o'clock on a Monday. I think I would be about 14. I'd kind of snuck out of school, and then he'd drive to the A1 about 35-40 minutes, and then he'd have a sleep up the A1, and I took over and drove us to Newcastle. I was only 14. I mean, we was like Bonnie and Clyde, really, and you know, I think it was the second season at Newcastle. We hit the big time and we got a trailer. It's because we had two bikes.
Yeah.
And what used to happen after the meeting, he used to get himself a bird and leave me and my buddy on a park bench and then come back and pick us up in about half an hour. Obviously, I was only young. I assumed what he was up to. And then we go to Gateshead Services and he'd give me a tenner and say, can you fill the car up? And get a receipt. So this happened every Monday. So it's about 12 o'clock at night. I put about £6.50 worth of fuel in to fill up the Fiat Mirafiori. Come out and he burnt off. So I'd be legging it like fast as I could out of this petrol station, and I'd have to jump on the speedway bike and do about 4 miles at 90 miles an hour down the frigging A1. While him and his mates were all laughing and giving me signs out the back window. I mean, it just was Monday nights. That's what happened, and that's what I did. But looking back, I think I'm surprised I didn't die.
Yeah, it sounds pretty dodgy. Right, I got Colin here on Facebook. Has put Colin Jones. He's put, hi Alan. When you fell in the British GP in '86 and the marshals were helping you up, it looked like one of them said something and you punched him. What did he say? And I've also seen someone else mention something about Stephen King put, Alan, tell us about the time you bopped a marshal in the rain at Silverstone. So I presume it's the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
it was the GP I was telling you about. I mean, can you imagine you're going to win? You know when you do the World Championships, right?
Yeah.
You always get that extra boost for your British one. Yeah. It's just something about it. You've been traveling around Europe, Sweden, you know, France, Yugoslavia, all over the place. And then you're back at the British Grand Prix and you won it. Yeah. And I crashed. And the only damage to the bike was the clutch lever. It's, you know, when they snap out, they just snap off and then they just dangle. But you could kind of pull them back up and just get them in and just to get it going once. What's that one drop of the clutch? And just as I got it kind of into position, this guy tapped me on the shoulder and it fell out. But it was all, he knocked my arm. He kind of tapped my arm quite hard to say, look, you need to get off the side of the track. But when it fell out, I just went to sort of, I didn't mean to, well, I don't really know what to say, but I really tried to give him a big haymaker and just missed him. And, you know, that was the end of it, really.
So at the end of the day, obviously, he was pissed that obviously you crashed and then you've gone to do it and then he's come over and tried to get in the way and you've not cooled down yet.
The standard joke, the standard joke is when I go to the BSB, you always get somebody says, hey, you know, the marshal is here. Yeah. So my standard answer is, well, tell him I'm here, and if I see him, he's going to get another one. just to keep him like maybe he might.
I got David Grimshaw. How's it going, David? His son Tom Grimshaw's a top motocross rider, races in the British and World Championships. He's put, Damon Hill was sat in our kitchen filling out his trials entry form with my dad, and I remember him being shit at trials as well. That's brilliant, Dave.
Yeah, I can imagine it.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks for that, David. Hope Tom's all good and look to see him racing in this year. There's no name on this one. They've not registered it, but loved the book. I laughed, I cried. It is one of the most insightful bike books out there. What was it like racing for Kenny Roberts, and what was Wayne Rainey like as a teammate? I'll add that down somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Well, you've got to look at it like this, right? Roberts has signed me up to be this Wayne Rainey's teammate. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of the kid. I've just finished 12th in the world and had a bit of bad luck as well. But I've also become the youngest man in history ever to win a Grand Prix, right? Mm-hmm. So this is a little bit of the story. I may as well tell you a bit of the story because it's something I did want to cover.
Yeah, definitely.
I get a phone call. No, Mal took me down to London to meet Kenny and Wayne. to do the deal. I never even spoke. I sat there. I didn't eat that foreign stuff. I'm in a Chinese restaurant. I'm pissing my dad off because I wouldn't eat this seaweed stuff. I'm egg and chips.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not with that. Oh, yeah, how long?
And the deal's done. And then 2 weeks after, Kenny Roberts rang me up and said, look, I want you in the team, but I don't want anything to do with your dad.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, this is nothing to do with my dad. What it is, it's a manipulation process that Kenny Roberts does.
Okay.
So I have got a friend in South Africa called Ernest Booth, right? Ernest said that he went out for dinner with Kenny, and Kenny said that I was just a second string sort of seat filler, and it was all about developing this Wayne Rainey. So anyway, so I've got this thing now. I've got to confront my manager, father, and notorious, a man that looks like he's come off one of Guy Ritchie's movies, and tell him that he's no longer my manager, no longer involved with me. And how do you feel about that? Well, do you know how I did it?
How?
I didn't. I shit myself. I didn't.
Did you?
Oh, man. Would you have done it?
No, not by the sounds of it.
Lee.
Because you were like, what was you, sort of 18 years old as well, then?
Yeah. Do you know the ostrich and the head in the sand job?
Yeah.
Oh, man, mine was buried in the Earth's core. You know what I mean? I was like, and he told me I lived in his a penthouse flat, of which my dad owned, and he kicked me out. But I bought an house with the money that Roberts gave me, because he did pay me really well, to be honest. Now, so Kenny rings me, goes, bring, you need to come over to California. You need to come to the ranch. We're going to do some training. I said, no, I don't need that shit. I says, that's for you pussies. I said, I'm from Halifax. I'm the youngest man ever to win a Grand Prix. What can you guys teach me? Yeah. And I thought I got a proven fact. So I hung up on him, and they got Wayne a bike for Daytona. So a big international. 2 weeks before the round one of the World Championships, Wayne had been testing in California, been on the ranch with Eddie Lawson. He won Daytona. I didn't even know they was there, so there was no bike for me. But I said to Kenny, I said, I'm having a good time. I'm going to be hitting the clubs, pubs, I've had a few injuries and need to chill. So I kind of got in front of myself too much, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, the kid I coached, Ryan Vickers, did the same. But I had the skill to tell him not to do this, because until HRC or Yamaha come knocking, you're nobody. Yeah? But he didn't listen to me. And it's been downhill for him for a couple of years. But, fingers crossed he might get back, but it'd be very difficult. So I fly into South Africa. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I fly into South Africa. Rainey's just won Daytona. I didn't even know. I fly in, and I had a mansion. So we got this big mansion. I get there with my kit. The first thing Robert said to me was, hey, Alan, he says, you need to go for a run with Eddie and Wayne, see how fit you are. I thought, I'm fucked now. Right, sorry. I thought,
That's all right.
Anyway, we'll go for this run. Yeah. And I run about 4 miles down this road, and it's like a straight road. And I'm running, and there's Eddie Lawson and Wayne Rainey. These, I think they've got 4 or 5 world championships now. And I got there, it's turned around, and it's all uphill on the way back. And that's it, Lee, I'm gone. I'm like, that's it. I'm totally knacked. I started walking, and I saw this guy, and he was like a gardener, and he had like a backy pickup truck thing with some trees on the back. And I said, hey, I'm Alan. I said, any chance you could give us a lift up here about a mile, please? He went, no problems. I thought, I'm laughing here. So I passed them, right? Went about another half a mile, got out the pickup. It runs about 300 yards up the road, comes round into this mansion. Roberts is there, and I'm like, got the arms up, blazing glory, all for England. And he's like, what the fuck? Yeah, and obviously about 2 minutes later, they came round the corner and was like, "You cheating bastard," you know.
That's brilliant. I like that.
So
That's
yeah,
good. I love that. I
fun
love that.
time, great times.
I got Simon's on there. Look, put in Alan. Can you coach me on the track at Coldwell?
Well, I don't know Simon. Simon is one of my best mates. He's from Poland, and we become mates down in Somerset. And I took him and his mate to Cabwell, and we went and did a briefing, and they knocked about, I don't know what it was, but he knocked about 10 seconds off his lap. Anyway, Simon, looking forward to seeing you. Yeah. Just, it's nice when you meet great people, Lee.
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't it? It's just so nice.
Oh, Billy's come on and said brilliant interview.
Billy's just one of my big heroes. I mean,
yeah, that's what I said to him when I spoke to him. I was like, wow. I was like, I need to get the bullet on for an interview. Hopefully he'll waver for me one day. I can live in hope.
Do you ever remember Hush Puppy shoes? They were. If you was a kid in the 80s and you got a pair of Hush Puppies, yeah.
Oh, maybe I did then. Yeah, if it's the 80s.
Well, what I'm going to tell you a little story about Hush Puppies, right?
Go on.
Kenny said to me, he had an H registered Mercedes, the old H, which would be 1970-71, yeah.
Yeah.
He says, "Will you come with me down to Westlake to the factory? I've got some engines to pick up." And I must have been 14. I said, No, I'm not coming. He goes, "I'll buy you a pair of Hush Puppies." Yeah, shoes. I was like, when do we leave?
It was like that, was it?
Yeah. And I drove the car down the motorway, down the M1 all the way, and he bought me a pair of Hush Puppies. I was like, well chuffed.
Bloody hell.
It's good to me.
Right, so Alan, you won obviously the French Grand Prix at only 18 years old, and it was only your second ever Grand Prix, yeah?
Yeah.
So leading up to that, obviously, what was your feelings at the time? Did you actually believe you could win a Grand Prix at that stage, or did you just have the massive self-confidence? Obviously, we know you and Kenny were like that inclined anyway, but what was your feelings? How did that happen? How did it come about? Can you build us up that day?
I think if we just went back a little bit to the year before.
Yep, please, yep.
We had an international at Donington.
Okay.
And I had a bike, and I was gelling with this new bike. It was a CCM Armstrong. It had an Austrian Rotax engine. And the World Championship had just been won in 1982 by Jean-Louis Trenard. Okay. And Tom Wheatcroft, who owned Donington, put on the John Player, the Jody Scheckter Gold Cup. And he invited all the world superstars, from Robert Sheen to Momola to all the 250 and 350 world champions, to Donington in the year before I got into GPs. And okay. What happened that weekend was I blew 2 engines up. And I think I blew one up on the Friday and one on the Saturday. I did a bottom end, a gearbox locked up, and a top end piston seizure. I had one of the best mechanics in the world called Doug Alton, who was a pilot as well. And Doug had to go back to the CCM factory, which I think Foggy's involved in now. I think he's a director.
Oh, right, okay.
Of CCM.
CCM, yeah.
So Doug went back and built me an engine. And he came back in the morning, so he didn't get any sleep. He drove about 100 miles to CCM from Donington, East Midlands Airport. Spent all night building me a bespoke engine. Came back the next, obviously early hours in the morning, fitted the engine in the back, and I qualified 5th place. And I beat the world champion 3 times that day, and everybody else. So the world number 3 and 4 and 6, and that was kind of the thing. That's why everything happened so quick for me. Yeah. I've just hammered them 3 times in one day, and then I was sensational news in the national papers, and became the sort of hottest property in world racing, in road racing, and I actually thought I'd win the world title easy.
Did
I
you?
really did. Yeah, I was stupid, really, well, a bit naive. It wasn't. So when I went to round one of the World Championships, it was in South Africa.
Yep.
And I think I was about 5th place. I wasn't far off the leading group, and the chain snapped. So I kind of showed my potential in the first round, and the chain snapped. And the gets to Le Mans, it was really cold. It snowed that weekend. It rained. I think I crashed twice in practice, broke down a few times. I didn't qualify until the final practice, when that was the only session that the bike ran. And I was on the back of the grid, which is not like, obviously speedway or motocross. I mean, I was, a couple hundred meters behind in them days.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. I honestly, I kept coming and passing, and when I came around the last corner onto the start and finish straight, I was passing somebody on the outside, and the pits were on the inside, so I couldn't see my pit board. All I knew was I was in the top 3. I didn't even know I won.
Bloody hell.
It was, and so I can't say it was. People say, "Well, what's the best race you've done, or was it the most?"
Yeah.
It must have been sensational to watch.
Yeah.
It must have been, honestly, out of this world to watch from the side. But when I came in, the first thing I did, I said to a guy called Norrie White, a very, very famous journalist. I said to Norrie, I flipped my visor up. He was going mental. He was about 6'5", and I said, "Who won?" And he looked at me in disbelief. I didn't know. So,
what did you obviously? How quick did you realise then that you'd won after it finished? Can you remember?
When he told me, he said, "You won," and I said, "Did I? I didn't know." And that's just crazy. And
that's brilliant.
And then obviously my next race was at Donington, and I crashed on the last lap and knocked myself out. So, it was a brutal, reality check. That's racing. You know what I mean? 1 minute you're flying, and the next minute you're down. It's just a roller coaster.
So obviously your best finish in the 250 World Championship then was 7th. Is that right?
Yes.
So do you feel that do you feel personally then you feel that you should have done better than that, or what was the reasons that you would have said over those years in the Grand Prix?
I think everything started to change in the early 80s, when I was very well known to be a fabulous racer on a 350. Okay. And they dropped the 350 World Championship in 1982 at the end. So if they would have kept that, I would have had 2 races per day in GPs.
Yeah.
So I would have compounded my time, track time. I would have got
experience.
I would have got 8 hours practice per meeting instead of 4.
Yeah.
I would have got an hour Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, 2 hours on a Thursday, 2 hours on a Friday, and 2 hours on a Saturday. I got 12 hours on track.
Oh dear.
So I lost.
So there's been a lot of experience, yeah.
Yeah, I lost all that, and just the factories got more involved. In round 1 of the World Championships in 1985, it was in South Africa again, and Freddie Spencer, who won the world title, his bike clocked 21 kilometers faster than mine. That's like putting a 450 against a 252 stroke. You ain't got no chance.
No, that's madness.
I mean, when you're young, you think you can do it. I thought I could do it, but now I'm an old man, older man. I think that's just impossible.
So do you ever think about do you ever think about that at all now? Obviously, stood on that podium, winning that 18 years old was obviously at that time crazy, wasn't it? With the experience you had as well.
Yeah, I think when you look back, you had to be 18 to have a license, where they reduced it at one point to 15, and I think at the moment the current state is 16. So the guy who beat me, Danny Pedrosa, had a couple of years experience in GPs, so there's no real like for like.
Yeah.
I mean, technology and the young kids. I mean, when I was a kid, we was climbing trees. We was, frigging trying to hit each other with a stick and messing around on the park, on the swings.
Yeah.
You know, if you said to a young kid now, let's go climb a tree, you'd think you'd gone nuts.
Yeah. I think conkers have been replaced by games consoles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. So, Alan, tell us about quite a few of the guys I can see. I've not ignored your questions. I can see quite a few people talking about the book, which I've got a question in as well. Can you tell us all about your book? Because obviously I've heard great things about it. And I've obviously even said to you about we're getting one myself as well from my mother for a birthday and all that.
That's right.
Tell us all about
it. Well, I've had a few thousand people all over the world say to me they've cried, they've laughed, it's the best book they've ever read. I'm obviously, you know, I'm very close to my family. All my family, not one of them spoke to me since I wrote the book.
Oh dear.
Not one. No.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
I'm a disgrace to the family. Listen, if my family's listening in, yeah, it's just a book. I wrote a book, the truth, and people want to know the truth. Before I died, I wanted people to know what happened to Kenny Carter, what happened to Alan Carter. Why did they not become world champions? I tell you why. It's not easy.
No.
It's damn hard. And if Kenny and Alan Carter cannot win world titles, trust me, it's going to be really tough because we had some talent. And we had a lot of money behind us.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just, you just, like Bruce, you know, you've got to have, you need the best mechanic in the world. You need the best mechanics and a good bike and a great team and the team spirit, everything's got to be. You know, that's what I loved about watching Bruce Bennell, honestly. His team, and you could see harmony there. You know what I mean? A lot of harmony. Same with Eric. And
it was nice, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the book.
Didn't Bruce read it as well? By the way, I just didn't. While we were just talking about Bruce, didn't Bruce read it? You told me as well.
Yeah, Tony sent Bruce the 53 draft copies, and Tony McDonald said to me, I need about 90,000 words, and I wrote 150,000, and I did it from my head. And just 1 minute.
No problem.
Just going to get Tracy to get me a cup of tea, please. Yeah, Tracy's been fabulous to me. She's just changed my life around.
That's awesome.
You know, my daughter died at the birth in 2002, and I really struggled from there, and I had mental issues and couldn't speak. I spent 6 months where I couldn't speak. I really couldn't speak. I used to have to go to the doctors, and I'd go down to the doctors, Lee, and I'd stand there at the counter like this. I couldn't speak, and she'd go, the lady would go, "Is it Alan?" And I used to go like this, right? And then one day I felt really good. And I went down and I went up to the counter and I said, "It's Alan Carter, and I've got an appointment at 1:15." She says, "Yes, you have, Alan, but it's tomorrow." I thought, oh, fuck. You know,
so you got yourself the courage to be all right, and it was the wrong day.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, my journey's been really hard. And listen, I love my brother. I love my dad. And people have got to understand that, you know, stop writing bad things about him on Facebook. It breaks my heart. You know, we know. I can't believe it today. You know what I mean? I mean, he was a nice kid. He was fun. He was flamboyant. He was a showman. And it's just heartbreaking. But so I wanted to write a book about me and Kenny and what we did and the truth about how it, you know, all kind of happened and unfolded, and people love it. And, you know.
So how many? Is this the second? Is this the second reprint? Then is it, Alan?
No, this is the third.
Third reprint. Wow. Amazing.
people started profiteering and selling it. In America, it went up to $1,200.
Yeah.
And then people started to sell it for £100 and £200 in England, and I didn't like it, so we decided. My sponsor, I have a very close friend called Giles Waite, and Giles owns Watches of Distinction, and he's a specialist Rolex dealer of watches. And Giles has sponsored me and looked after me for 10 years.
Brilliant.
And Giles has been there for me and looked after me and just, you know, physically, financially, mentally, and just helped me. And we got the rights to the book, and we did a second copy to deflate the market. And then this third time around, we've got people who'd like to buy the book. So we've had to buy it, and it's a small print run, so it's not cheap to have printed. And you know, I would just want to tell people that Giles has paid for it to be reprinted, and I just want to thank Giles. And you know, when I told you about the Pro-Am, and they offered me 60 quid.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that they would sell the bike, and they would promote it that this was Alan Carter's bike, and they'd make lots of money off that bike. And I was a bit kind of bittersweet about doing it because of that situation. Yeah. Well, they raffled the bike last week, and they made quite a lot of money. But have a guess who won it?
Who won it?
Giles.
No way.
Unbelievable. He rang me. He said,
wow.
I've won the bike. He paid for the books, and the very next day, he said, I've won the bike. I mean, what beautiful karma is that?
That's beautiful. Yeah, that is beautiful.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, when you do good to people and look after them, it comes back.
That's nice. So just let us all know then. So the reprint's obviously being done. When is the release date? When, obviously, how people can order and all that sort of information. Can you give us that, so anyone that doesn't know?
Yeah, my partner Tracy's looking after everything. She looks after all the Pharaoh racing stuff. We've got Kenny Carter cups. We've got Kenny Carter t-shirts. I figured that Kenny had ripped me off that many times. I thought I may as well try and make a bit back. And I think we sold more Kenny Carter t-shirts than mine. It's just a great talking point, isn't it? You wear a Kenny Carter t-shirt, people either want to stab you or give you a hug.
Oh, Jesus.
What's not to like?
So your partner Tracy's sorting out all the book details, yeah?
Yeah, the books are coming a week tomorrow on the 12th, being delivered to us, and then we're going to ship them out. I think we had quite a few that prepaid and pre-ordered, like your mom, and they'll be the first to go out. All the money that we received just sat in PayPal. It's not been touched. And once we've released, there'll be a few little bits going out as well, extras in with, you know, with the book for people. So we're just, and we will write another book. We want to write a second book about the oil rigs and about the coaching and how everything unfolded and, you know, creating 3 champions. It just takes so much time, and it's such an emotional, it's not easy, to be honest.
Got Alan Little put on YouTube, I would have paid cash to be at Gateshead Services on a Monday night to see that. This is obviously like we're way behind, obviously. So that was about the incident about you jumping on the trailer, I presume.
Well, let me tell Alan a little story. Yeah.
Go on, yeah.
My brother, in my book, I wrote about Rambo. Now you've seen the film, yeah?
Yeah.
Now he was Rambo and I was the enemy.
Right.
That's not good. If you listen, if anybody's out there who's listening, who's a young kid and has got an older brother, get yourself a black belt in Kung Fu because you're going to need
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Because anyway, I figured I'd get Kenny back. So the first time was I'm 15 now, and I'm in my bedroom with my 2 best mates, and the latest thing at school was Ouija board. Oh, we didn't know what Ouija board was, but all of a sudden we're having a go at this Ouija board, yeah? We're in the bedroom. Is there anybody there? And whatever. And the next minute, the door opens. And we'd had a lot of good hidings off Kenny. And this guy stood there, Casey stood there in his England new suit, blazer, lamb's wool red. He comes and he goes, I'm the captain of England. And like nodded at us like, and we're like, and like we really give a, yeah. And we jumped him. I grabbed his lamb's wool jumper by the V-neck and I ripped it right down to his bollocks. Right. And anyway, he never messed with us ever again. That was the end of him.
Was it?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a comeback, was it?
Oh man, it was legendary.
Grew up a bit.
Even better, right? I goes to the services with him, right? And I'm in the queue, and he said, I'm off to the toilet, and he comes back, and he's in the queue. And I looked over my right shoulder, Lee. I goes like that. And I saw him, he put 3 pork sausages in his pocket. I'm serious, he's getting a breakfast, and I've got my breakfast and my cup of tea, and I'm paying. He was so tight, he slipped 3 pork sausages in his pocket. So I'm tilling up, right? I said to this woman, I goes, excuse me, love, but you know that man down there? I've just seen him put 3 sausages in his pocket, right? So I paid for mine, walked off, and when he got to the till, he got busted.
So he would actually do that as well, would he? Just he didn't have to pay for that. Wow.
Yeah. I was so tight. Man, honestly, it was fucking tight as a duck's ass. And that's watertight.
Got Dave. He's put, say hello to Alan from Dave in Oz.
Yeah, we sold a bike, me and Dave. We sold one of Kenny Roberts' bikes last year.
All right.
It was a really complicated deal. It was a friend of mine, George Farlow, owned the bike, and the bike was in Ireland, and George lives in Canada, and Dave's in Australia, and I'm in England. Mm-hmm. And Dave reckoned he could we sell any bikes, and he spoke to a guy in Las Vegas. and anyway, we sold the bike, and George gave us a commission check for it, and the Kenny Roberts' 500 Grand Prix bike, I think from 1979, is in a guy's Harley Davidson museum in Vegas.
Ooh.
So that was interesting, just out of me and Dave just having a chat.
Nice. I got nobody on YouTube, but James Whittam always speaks very highly of you. Do you still keep in touch with him?
Yeah, I don't. I do. I like James a lot, but he's a fabulous guy. It can be a little bit cliquey at the BSB, and they get really busy with the TV and Eurosport. So I just keep and work on, I can sort of hobnob and be part of this and that. But what I try and do is I just keep myself to myself, get on with the coaching. You don't really see me much at BSB because I'm at trackside. Yeah. So I'm watching the kids, looking to see what mistakes we're making and what sectors and speed traps, and very busy. But James is a fabulous guy. Another racer that rode for Kenny Roberts. He did the forward on my book, and he's had a couple of battles with cancer, and he is just one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. Just top guy.
Yeah. Did yourself or Kenny as well? Did you ever keep any of your bikes? Did you keep any of your bikes? Get to keep any of your bikes or? No,
not really. No, everything just kind of. It's amazing how it kind of. Some of them are Yamahas and some are Hondas, and they go back. And the ones that Donington sponsored me for went back. So you never really owned the bikes. You was always a sponsor owned them, and they went back really. So, and then. I was too generous. I used to. I've got this bad habit, right? Tracy's over there. I've got this bad habit. I've got to give everything away. And if you come and said, "Oh, that's a nice helmet," I'd say, "Oh, do you want it?" You know what? I don't know why I do that, But,
oh, hang on a minute then.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean? So, no, we haven't really got much left. But I've got a collection of helmets. All the riders
Have you?
all the riders who I coach,
Yeah.
give me an helmet.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
So I've got. I mean, I better not touch the phone because I'll probably. I can turn it round the camera and show you some helmets, but I better not because I'll probably lose you, and that'll be the end of it.
So you keep a helmet off all the guys you help. That's nice. Very nice. I've got God, Mark Gallagher. He wants me to ask himself. I keep seeing him write really keeps writing funny stuff in between my comments, and I keep spotting him doing that. I can't say that.
Well,
so you did the World Superbikes as well, didn't you, Alan?
Yeah, I didn't do. I just did one round at Donington.
And what was that like?
It was okay. I raced the week before at Mugello in Italy. I finished third in the support class, and I'd retired really, and I made a bit of a comeback because my mate wanted me to ride this bike, and I didn't want to ride it. And he brought the bike to the shop, and it looks superb. It was fabulous, a Ducati Super Mono. So when I was in Italy, the manager of the Ducati factory superbike team that Foggy was racing for, and he was, I think, either leading or second in the World Championship. I asked him if I could race it at Donington. He decided he would race it at Mugello because Virginio Ferrari, who's one of the world number twos to Kenny Roberts or Sheen, Virginio was a good friend of mine, and I asked him if he rode it at Mugello, and he crashed it, unfortunately, and it was quite badly damaged. But I said, could I ride it at Donington? And he said, yeah. So we turned up at Donington, and it was kind of tough, really, because the advantage was I was on Donington, my home track. The disadvantage, I'd never raced a superbike. The first session, the oil cooler pipe was loose. So I got black flagged. So I didn't get any laps in because he was leaking oil. And I didn't know. So I got black flagged. And then the second practice, I was up against it and I crashed. So again, I qualified about 30th. And then come race day, it rained. And I managed to finish 4th and 6th, which was really, fabulous. I beat the two factory Honda boys, and I actually beat Foggy. I was supposed to be following him, but anyway, they do this. They say to you, "Oh yeah, we want you to come and help this guy or do this," and you go, "Yeah." But once you get there, it's one for all and all for one, isn't it? You know, it was
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not following anybody home, never.
No. We'll go through. I've downloaded a load of pictures on here. We'll go through them in a minute.
Okay.
I'll just answer a couple more things. James Stenner put a proper bloke, last of a small breed, proper blokes and proper blokes.
Yeah, James, we the two strokes, and I think the camaraderie, and I don't know, things have changed a lot. You got to be careful what you say and what you do, and I don't get involved with politics with BSB. It's I go there to help people and to enjoy my weekend. Now, when I first went there, I was really poorly. I suffered quite badly with my mental illness. It's hard to believe, but people, everybody can only take so much. Whether it's a death or a financial problem or a marriage breakdown, and I ended up really, really poorly. And when I met Tracy about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, and she, I don't know, she just seemed to understand me and to be able to handle me and understand me and so that has made me miles better.
Yeah, big difference in your life.
Which is bizarre because Mark Marco said to me, "Are you going to see her again?" I said, "Am I heck?" And she said to her mates, "Are you going to see him again?" And she says, "No way." And we've been together ever since.
That's brilliant.
We have.
I like that. I like that. Right, let's have a look through some of these pictures then, shall we? Let's do a bit of reminiscing of some of these. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Right, here we go.
Oh,
let me take that. Let me take the comments off first, so you can see it.
Yeah. Oh. Well, you see the guy from to the left. There's not the bald guy. That's Hines. On the other side, there's a young kid and a short guy next to him. Yeah.
Yep.
That's Antonio Cobas.
Oh.
And Antonio Cobas was a famous designer and engineer. And he designed and built that bike.
Wow.
And he was going to take it to the Japanese and win the world championship with that bike. And I was the pilot. Now, the problems were I couldn't speak English. They loved 1 o'clock because 1 o'clock was Ryoka time. And they're not English. You know where we go down and we get a bottle of wine, Lee?
Yeah.
They'd have crates of it.
What
So
the
I'd go out and the rev counter would fall off, or the chain, or the exhaust, or it'd seize up, and it just didn't happen.
Bloody hell.
But we nearly won the British Grand Prix and we nearly won the Belgium. We went to Spa-Francorchamps, yeah?
Yep.
And I couldn't start the bike. It fired top dead center on both cylinders, so I had a lot of compression.
Yeah.
And I was really small and I just couldn't start the thing. And I used to give everybody about 20, 30 second start.
Yeah.
And it was push starts. And you can't give world-class opposition that, can you? You've no chance.
No, that's too much, isn't it? Straight away.
So
like this.
That's winning at Le Mans. And the guy to my right, the Sonata, that's Thierry Rapico. He was about 20 years old, 1920. And he was leading by about 5 seconds. And I just kept my head down and pulling him in. And it had a little spit. And he slowed down too much. He was being cautious. But I just kept my head down and set the fastest lap of the race on the last lap. And I took the lead on the penultimate lap. Hence, you can see he's not looking too pleased, is he?
No.
and that was his best result of his life.
Big bottle you got there.
Yeah.
Did you spray it? It doesn't look like you are going to.
No, I've had that ever since Le Mans.
Have you?
Mm.
Oh, that's really cool.
Mm.
Something like this one.
Yeah, that's at Donington, 1981. Yeah, my style's pretty rubbish there. As I matured and got older, it got better.
I can see, is that your dad's name on the back fender part of that there? Look.
Yeah, it's on the seat. It's his sponsor, Mal Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
He was a good sponsor. Oh gosh, yeah. That's the Ducati I told you about, the Super Mono I raced in Italy.
Yeah.
Nice piece of kit. Keep
Looks
flicking them if you've got any more.
Yeah, I will.
That's at Mondello Park in Ireland.
Is it?
That bike was tuned and prepared by Derek Rhodes. I've been friends with Derek for nearly 40 years, and we've never had a cross word. Really fabulous guy. Like I say, you need great mechanics and great people, and Derek's just one of them diamonds.
Was that bike good, Alan?
Yeah, it was a Honda 1990. Great, lovely bike. Not particularly. It was perfect to. I lost the British title on that bike by 1 point.
Bloody hell.
It's a long story. Round one, his lot blew his engine up, and I had 2 bikes, and the boss of Honda took he said, "Could I lend you spare engine?" And I said, "Yeah." I didn't think he was any good or a threat. And on the very last lap, I broke my leg 2 weeks before the race. Yeah.
Yep.
And in round one of the British Championships, on that bike in 1990, I won the race. It's on YouTube now. It's a fabulous race. And Islop, my teammate, was 5th or 6th. And on the last lap, 2 crashed in front of him and 1 ran out of petrol. And he finished 2nd to me. Unbelievable. But you don't think, do you? I'm not sure where that is. It could be France or South Africa. It's me and Barry. Barry was fabulous to me. I used to go down to his house and stay, and I'd fly out of Gatwick with him, and I always was just cheap airline tickets, and Barry would be first class, and he'd get me upgrades, and just a fabulous, great man, Miss Dealey. Yeah, just a story in the motorcycle news a couple of years ago. Might have even been last year. Yeah, good, isn't it? It's good to look back and think. So hard to think I could have done this and if and only, but you know what? I give it the best I could, and that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's obviously about your book, Light in the Darkness, and then there's your partner's name there, and on Facebook, look, Tracy.
That's right.
So can anyone contact you on social media or Tracy, or do you prefer to contact Tracy? Or
no, they can contact me. They can contact Tracy. We sign all the books. We post them out first class. We sell them for £30. That's including the postage. And we send them all over the world. Some of them cost, to send them to America and South Africa and places like that, which we do. They cost nearly £20 in postage. So it's not cheap, but it's not about that. It's about just getting the Kenny and Alan Carter story out there, and Mal supporting us, and we had to duck and dive, Lee, and bob and weave, and Mal got me a new caravan every year, and bloody, I think it was nicked, but I didn't know. I was just a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was all a bit crazy, and when your dad rings you up and says, get home, I've got you something new to ride, you think, fantastic. And I got there and there's a freaking buffalo, it's a bit kind of bizarre. You know what I mean? Imagine going home, there's a buffalo there, just get on this. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
So obviously, as well as this book, you've obviously got the merchandise from yourself and Kenny as well. Yeah,
we got Kenny Carter cups, key rings, we got calendars, we got Alan Carter stuff. We just like to, I'm just enjoying my 50s, and and helping the kids. Nice. And
nice
just
to see, mate.
They all come round to my house and stay, and Tracy looks after them with the food, and we just just enjoy your racing. Don't just just enjoy and enjoy it, because the pressure comes. The higher you go up the ladders, the more the enjoyment goes out the window. Yeah, Tracy bought me them. Yeah. One's an original. I think that one in my hand's the original.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's really good. Is that the golden helmet thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember my uncle had it as well.
Original painting.
Is it?
The guy from Halifax or Huddersfield who did it saved the original for Tracy, and she bought it for me in my birthday present.
Nice, very nice.
That's the British Grand Prix. That's where I crashed. That was pouring down all day, Lee, and it was so wet. So, getting your knee down in the wet's some achievement.
Yeah, looks very wet. I can see the background.
Yeah, I just needed a few more horsepower. Have you heard of Lockheed brakes?
I haven't, no.
AP Lockheed, they're on jumbo jets and stuff like that. They got into bike racing in 1985. They asked me if I'd be the test pilot.
Right, okay.
We didn't have much cash anyway, so I decided I would be the test pilot. And
how did that go?
Well, I went straight through 2 fences at the Spanish Grand Prix, because when I got to the end of the straight, there weren't no brakes.
There were no brakes?
No,
oh dear.
Honest, none.
Jesus Christ.
That's 1984 British Grand Prix, riding Roberts's bike.
Nice.
Gosh, that's got to be 1980. I didn't even have my own leathers.
I can see that, yeah.
Kenny never trained.
No?
Oh no, he was lazy. He was yeah, he just obviously bike fit and a magician on a bike, but he never trained. No. He came to my house one day and I knew he was coming up, so I put all the weights I had on the bench press. Yeah. So I put all the weights on it and I did one practice. I went, ah! Right? And he turned up and he goes, "What's this?" Oh no, this is my weights in my garage. He says, "Oh, let's have a go then." So he sat down and he went, he goes, ah! And it didn't even move. Right? Brilliant. He goes, "I'm only practicing." I thought, yeah. Right? And he tried about 4 times. He couldn't move it. You know what I mean? Couldn't move it. That's Tom Wheatcroft. Tom Wheatcroft owned Donington Park. He was a car racing enthusiast. He owned the racetrack and one of the most fabulous guys I've ever met. And we didn't have any bikes. And he said, "I'll buy you 2 new bikes and get yourself off into the World Championship and do the best you can for England." And he bought me the bikes and sponsored me in 1985, and I finished 7th in the world riding for Tom.
Wow. So Kenny had to go on the old road as well then, by the looks of it?
Yeah, he fell off that day.
Did he?
I've got a picture of him actually crashing it.
Did he get hurt or was he all right? Or?
No, he didn't get hurt. I couldn't stop laughing. It was brilliant.
Nice one of you two.
Yeah, that's on his farm. He was an ex-champion motocross rider. I got no experience. He only invited me up there so he could beat me.
Did he? So was you the? Because obviously I've read stories or just in bits that you were. He was always competitive with everything when you did stuff together and.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I tell you what, he was. You see the kids doing the wheelies on the bikes now, on the push bikes. He was the only kid in the 70s that could do that.
Yeah.
He did that in the 70s, what all the kids do now. And you see lots of kids, if you come to the BSB paddock, there's maybe 20, 30, 40 of them doing it. They can do a full lap of Donington or Brands Hatch on the back wheel.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal what they can do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. That's a Marlboro Yamaha 1984. I finished 9th in the world. I would have been 8th, but in the last race, I crashed. I lost the front end. I got stuck behind the guy. 5 times world champion, 42 GP winner, Tony Mang. He was so slow in the corners, and I couldn't get past him, and I had to try and dive under him to get past him so I could get away from him because he kept passing me down the straight, and I lost the front and broke my finger. So I ended up finishing I finished 9th in the world. And the bizarre story about that is Wayne Rainey had a premonition that he was going to get hurt and he wouldn't race.
Did he?
Yeah, he wouldn't race. He didn't go out. That's just mad, isn't it?
Bloody hell.
I've never heard anything as bizarre in my life. He never went out.
Never went out on the basis of that. Bloody hell.
No, yeah.
Must have been pretty freaked out then to do that.
Yeah, my dad would have sacked me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's when I beat the world champion. I beat him in 1982 at Donington, and that was the picture on the front page. And everything went a bit crazy then. And you really do believe that you're going to win the world titles, and everything's going to be just a piece of cake, but it's not. It's not. I trust me. I tell the kids, focus. Be patient, concentration. It's going to be a lot harder than what you think.
Yeah, you need more than just the talent.
Yeah, that's the original drawing for the print for the back of the t-shirts that I had in 1980. I still sell the Mighty Mouse t-shirt. I've got a t-shirt called the Mighty Mouse, and I've got girls on Facebook who sent me a picture when they were like 12, 13, and now they're in the late 40s and 50s who have repurchased them. Cool. That's Donnie Robinson. Donnie was my teammate, and he lived with us. And he sadly got killed at the Northwest 200. He had a crash, and he had a lot of internal bleeding and bled to death, and passed away. But he was just such a fabulous guy. Lovely man.
What was that bike? What was that bike like?
It was a good bike. It was all right. That's the one I won the French Grand Prix on.
Is it?
Yeah, it was all right. It's a bit slow. In round one in South Africa, it was too slow. And when we got to France, the Yamaha in Japan had sent some factory kits over, so we had a bit more horsepower in the next round, and I obviously won it. Yeah, that's at Kenny's farm. That's just one of my favourite pictures. I mean, that's my brother, my best mate, my manager, my friend, and just I had to believe he's not here. You know, I say this to Tracy every week. I'm as heartbroken and confused about the whole situation now as what I was then.
Yeah.
You know, why? What happened? But all I can say is that, you know, I really feel sorry for all Pan's family, and just in total shock, really. But you know, Kenny, he was a nice guy, and I think towards the end of his life and his career,
yeah,
he just got around the wrong people. And you know, I was away racing in Europe, and he just, you know, when you talk, when we listen to Lee, you talking to Bruce, and when Siggy came on, and Bruce and Siggy are still mates. Well, me and my best mates are still best mates from the 70s, and Kenny kind of moved circles, and he moved into a different sort of group and lost his focus, and I think that's where it all started to go wrong. Where I you know, have kind of remained with the same friends, you know, make new friends, but keep the old, the new.
Stay true to the ones you've always had.
Yeah, the newer silver, but the older gold, aren't they?
Yeah. Did you always, obviously you were both busy, he was doing speedway, you were doing motorcycle racing, did you always keep in touch on the phones and always speak regularly? Yeah.
I was up at his and always down at Halifax on a Saturday night, and you you know, took him many times to meetings where Kenny had said to me, you know, if the phone would go, and he'd go, will you come to Coventry, and can we use your van? Then phone would go again, can you fill it up? And so I put all my nice clothes on, thinking it's going to be a fabulous opportunity to meet some lovely girls, and next minute I'd be in a boiler suit, doping and oiling, and you know what I mean.
Billy Hamill's put, I rode speedway with Kenny Jr. and Curtis at the ranch. I never saw Wayne on a speedway bike though.
Okay. No, I'm not sure about that one, Billy. I actually rode the speedway bikes. I rode the speedway bikes. I went to Halifax, and apparently I went a second quicker than what Kenny did. I don't remember. I remember going to Ellesmere Port. I mean, this is amazing. I went to Ellesmere Port, Lee, and I saw this kid pull this wheelie, and I thought, that's rubbish. Watch this. I'm going to show this dude how to do this. And I didn't realise how difficult they are to wheelie. And I flipped Kenny's best bike and bent I think it was called the Diamond or something. Anyway, I bent it in half and smashed it up. And then that was my second experience. And my third experience was at Hyde Park. I listened to, you know, your Mort interview and everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, more yeah.
Chris just a fabulous sportsman and racer and lovely guy. I'm looking forward to meeting Chris and Dave and going for a drink in Manchester and having a chat, because I think we get on really well. I went to Ellesmere Port, did that. Then I went to Bellevue, and a road race, a speedway rider comes down the straight and kind of, I don't know what they do. I don't know if they shut off or flick it, but the more you go to the fence, the more you whack it on and it brings you away from the fence. But in road racing, it's not like that. The more you go outside of the track, you got to shut off. So it's all in your head, all back to front.
Mm.
When you come into turn one at Hyde Park in the old days, it was quite bumpy. But I used to peel in like I was road racing, so I'd lose the front end and crash. So I've had a few shots, but not really very successful. I would crash. I think I would crash.
Gary Stead put, Mal was hard with us all. Remember when I was in rehab after being paralysed and he said, "Get up, you little so-and-so. You're not trying hard enough."
No, he's... listen, what can we say? I mean, me and Gary are like twins. We're like, we're really close, and I love Gary to bits, and I think my dad was a bit hard on him, and all of us, but maybe that's standing Gary in good stead now and me, because we are resilient, we're tough, we're strong, we overcome adversity, and so sometimes fortune favors the brave, and you've got to just dig deep. So I'm always there for Gary, and if I can help anybody, I always do.
That's nice. Leon's put, Tracy is a calming influence on Alan. Well done, Tracy.
Everybody loves her, and they do. Everywhere I go, every single person thinks, and she is. And a mother, honestly, Sheila's just amazing. She's just absolutely a lovely woman. But yeah, Tracy's been pretty special. And
Tracy, she sounds like a great woman.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
Sounds like you're a lucky man, Alan.
Yes.
Phil Alkin, has put, did Alan keep any of his levers or any of Kenny's as well?
I haven't got any of Kenny's leathers, Phil, but I've got two sets of my own. I've got a set that I used in 2002. The question, just a little bit there for Billy, going back to Billy.
Yep.
My nephew, Kenny's son, we tried our best to get him involved in racing, and he just wouldn't listen. He was very rude, very arrogant, and Gary steadily told me not to get involved, and he did try very hard to help him and support him, and unfortunately it didn't work out, and then I tried to help him in the road racing, and that was as bad. So we couldn't, some people you can help and some people you can't, in racing. So I wasn't sure about what, when with Billy, what he was saying about the two Roberts's boys, with the Speedway and Wayne. If on that one, I wasn't sure if you meant, Wayne, my cousin, or Wayne Rainey. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Actually, someone actually did mention that. Phil actually put, "Are you related to Wayne Carter?"
Yeah. I'm obviously not in the same league as Wayne. He's a high flyer and top world superstar. But I tried my best.
Just trying to see what one of them just put out. Alan put, "A very honest interview, Alan. Some great stories and memories, mate." Mick Cove put, "Tell them how you found fishing."
Not as good as Mick. He fishes for England. He does. He's got a false arm and I nicked it one day just for a laugh. I thought it was funny.
Straight up.
Yeah. I'll tell you about this guy, right? We're at Snetterton in 2018, and Ryan, my little superstar, comes out and he goes out the awning. He goes, "That guy's left his keys in his car. Why don't you nick it?" Now, we were all just having a random conversation. The mechanics, the riders, we were just chilling. And I thought, this guy was about 80. You're not allowed cars in the paddock. So I thought I'd park his car around the corner. It was a Mondeo, yeah? Well, we all waited. It took him about 40 minutes to come out. He goes, "Where's my car?" I went, "I beg your pardon? Where's my car?" I said, "Oh, you're not allowed cars in here, mate." He goes, No. He says, "I parked my car there." I went, "Oh." I said, "Was it like a gold Mondeo?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "I've just seen two black guys drive off in it down there." Right. He goes, it was about crying, seriously. And I kept it a couple of minutes and said, "I'm only kidding, I've parked it around the corner."
That's brilliant. Billy put, "I rode with Wayne Carr. He was a great teammate." Got Benji Compton here. He's put, "You need to tell the story of the mini moto meeting you and my brothers raced him, if you remember. I remember you stood there with some ripped cargo pants, what were in fashion at the time."
Yeah, I think it was a Colin Appleyard do. We went to Colin Appleyard's, and to be honest, I'd never done it. And I came around this corner. I think there was two guys in front of me. I thought, I'm laughing here, and I whacked it on, and it just flipped me. I tell you, they're dangerous, them things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Benji, I'm looking after Andre this year. Yeah, Andre's racing in the Ducati Cup. We go back quite a long way, me and Andre, and I like him a lot. And Andre asked me to help him, so I said, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a bit of fun." So
I like this. I like this picture as well. Nice one.
That's 1984 when I raced for Kenny Roberts. Yeah, I've got that in my bedroom. It just is a lovely picture.
Yeah, very good.
Great style, and yeah, that's Donington. That's before the season started.
Pre-season.
See that helmet there, Lee, on that picture?
Yeah.
Kiwi paid me $5,000 to wear Kiwi helmets. And it was awful. It gave me headaches. So what I decided to do, I didn't. My dad said, "What we'll do is we'll do a replica. We'll do an AGV that looks like a Kiwi. Stick it up, yeah." So I won the French Grand Prix in an AGV, and Kiwi sued us. And yeah, it was.
How did that go?
Oh God, I tell you, between me, Kenny, and my dad, we burnt more bridges than the British frigging army. You know what I mean? We did. Oh God, it wasn't intentional. It's just how it went. You know what I mean? You won't have heard of have you ever heard of the program called Kung Fu? David Carradine. Right, this is a series. Anybody over 50 will know it. Well, basically, David Carradine was like Bruce Lee. Every time he turns up into the town, everybody loves him, yeah? But in about 2 weeks, he's got to leave. It's just kind of bizarre how it all unfolds. That's how it's kind of been with me a bit. That's round one of the World Championship. So, you know when I told you the story at the beginning about if you blow that picture up after the conversation, blow it up and look at Robert's face, he's frowning, and what he's trying to figure out is how the hell has he done that, right?
Yeah.
Rainey's qualified 5th.
Yeah.
I winked at my mechanic in practice and said, "Watch this, I'll show him who the boss is." Yeah?
Yeah.
Look at his body language, Wayne's and Kenny's, and look at mine.
Yeah.
Yeah? If you look at the front wheel on Wayne's bike, how many discs has he got on it?
Oh, yeah.
Double twin disc. Yeah, look at mine.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne complained that the brakes were shit and that he wanted twin discs like Carlos Lovato, so they put him twins on, but they didn't put them on for me.
Bloody hell. Is that Barry there leant against the pit side there?
That's Barry there, and behind the guy talking to Wayne's Eddie Lawson, who was Wayne's best buddy.
Eddie Lawson.
But no, we give them a run. You know what I mean? you know, when you look at somebody like a Joe Calzaghe or you look at Carl Froch, you know, they feared no man.
Yeah.
You know, let's give him. You know, you look at Floyd Mayweather. You know, he took on all challenges. Don't care who you are, and that's what me and Kenny did, didn't we?
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
can you say when? Are you allowed to say when? Was that sort of like the best page you were in your career for them guys with a big team?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That, and when I went to America in '87, the guy, a guy called Bob McLean used to send limousines to pick me up at JFK Airport.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, you know, I flew into New York and there was a limo there waiting for me. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. Bet you felt like a right superstar then.
Well, back in them days, everybody had an Iron Man. Do you remember them? An Iron Man Timex watch.
Oh yeah.
Every racer in the world had an Iron Man.
Yeah.
And in 1987, Domino's Pizza did a special, yeah?
Yeah.
And their special was, we will deliver your pizza within 30 minutes or it's free. Now, I'm on the 17th floor of the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Memphis. Now, there's half a dozen of us there synchronizing our stopwatches, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's got to make it, drive it through Memphis, get it into the Hyatt Regency, up the lift to the 17th floor in 30 minutes. Well, he came in with about 35 seconds over the limit, and we got about 4 watches, and we said, we're not paying, pal. So we didn't. We was a bit tired.
That's brilliant.
We thought it was fantastic. Yeah, you know, when I spoke to you about the Simon Crafer and Steve King and the 1992, that's the 1992 Castrol Honda.
Yeah.
But if you look at the front end, it's got the conventional forks on.
Yeah.
So although that's 1992, that's a 1991 bike.
Right.
What happened there? Because this is really important. Honda sacked me that year. And there was a couple of things why I got sacked. One, it was I was going to punch the team manager. I mean,
that normally does it.
Well, there was a few rumours about what he was up to in his private life, which I didn't like.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, and the way he was treating people's girlfriends in the paddock wasn't very, you know, he was quite derogatory, to be honest. So it got touch and go. Yeah. Anyway, that bike was a fabulous bike, and I just, you know, I was leading both championships, and at Knockhill halfway through the season, the team manager said to me that the mechanic's leaving to go and work for a guy in the Grand Prix. So he swapped one of the best mechanics in the world that I had to a guy who was absolutely useless. And from that moment onwards, the clutch fell off the bike, the engine seized, it seized again and threw me off and broke my leg. And I decided to retire at the end of the year at 28.
Really, 28. Let's have a look at that one.
Yeah, they wanted to do a photo shoot for me in Wakefield, and some guy turned up, one of the guys, and he was going to ride the bikes with me, and he was telling me how good he was and blah, blah, blah. And we got these 2 LCs out, and I was kind of crapping myself thinking, Jesus, I think he's Eric Gunderson II. And after I got round about 3 corners, I looked back and couldn't even see him. I thought,
Put that to load, did you?
Yeah, it was quite good because I was crapping myself. You know, when you really are, you're like thinking.
Yeah, when someone's built it up and you think, oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, that's 1980. I was 16 years old.
I'm glad you was practicing the signature there.
Yeah, jeez.
Has it changed?
a little bit. My writing and grammar's got fabulous. Tracy's been teaching me, and she said that basically what your problem is, you've got no attention span, and you're not thick. You just don't listen. And what I did is I started to listen, and she's been teaching me, and my grammar's miles better now. It's just I never really liked school. You know what I mean? I couldn't pay attention. It didn't interest me. So you're not interested. Sports were brilliant, but apart from that.
Yeah, sounds like me. Sports is always good. I like this picture as well. They're looking over.
Yeah, I'm not sure that. Usually when you get a picture like that, you've just come out the pits, yeah?
Yeah,
you've either just come out and you're just looking back to see who's coming, or you've just done a fast lap and you're pulling in. But I would say 90% sure I've probably just come out and I'm just looking over my shoulder to see what's happening. I'm not sure where that is. I don't know. It could be Spain.
Oh.
Yeah, that's in South Africa. Kenny Roberts, funny guy, great guy, very positive, very aggressive, very confident. Yeah, he did pick on Wayne a lot. I think he liked Wayne more because he was a bit of a pushover and he could take the mickey and sort of mold him, where I was a bit more whatever type of thing. You know, he couldn't really get anything on me because of I've been brought up with Mal, you know what I mean? And he was like, whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, me and Donny Robinson, looks like the British Grand Prix. Donny was my teammate. That's my mechanic, Howard Gregory, stood there.
Is that what they named? Is that what they named you? Is it Alan? Is that what they used to say? The next Barry Sheen.
I was the first and the original one. You know, they always say like Foggy and other people, but straight after Barry, that's what they said. I mean, it's a big boots to fill. Tried my best. I really did think I'd win at least 3, 4, 5 world titles quite comfortable, but the Germans, the French, and the Italians had a lot of experience, and the engineering, the Germans and the French mainly, the bikes were so quick. They really were. I had my guard down. I was too young, too inexperienced.
But can you considering how little you did as a youngster, though? You were a massive talent to go in there at that age, and then to do that like you did at that French Grand Prix was amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, wasn't it?
That's the thing. You don't think, do you, when you're a kid, you just get out there and
no, just do it. Yeah.
As my brother said, you screw it on and hang on and
screw it on and hanging on.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Could bit of paper in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to look back, and it's nice to go forward and help the young kids. You know, I've got some great prospects for this year, and I'm a big fan of the Speedway GPs as well. So I love to watch the GPs, and you know, that's really special. Going back to what Bruce said on Tuesday, for me, the best Speedway World Finals were the individuals, because that's massive pressure, and you know, you got 60, 70, 80,000 fans there that one night. You know there's going to be a champion. I do love the series, but I just prefer the one night thing for me.
Yeah. Who do you like? Who excites you watching him race Speedway now, then, Alan? When you watch the GP?
I liked. Oh gosh, there's so many. To be honest, a big fan of Jason Doyle.
Oh yeah.
I like Jason, and I like Woofy, and that Bartos. He's good. Obviously, world champion, and
exciting to watch.
Probably, I'd like to see Lambert. I'd like to see him up there. Be nice.
Definitely.
My favorite race of all time. I've got two in my mind. Speedway. My favorite was when, oh gosh, I forgot his bloody name now. When he came from last to first at Cardiff, Bomber.
Oh, Bomber, yeah.
God, he came from last to first. Do you remember that race?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, the track was like quite sketchy, wasn't it? And the riders were shooting all over the track, and it sort of suited Bomber. It's almost like a grass track, a rough grass track, sort of.
I mean, some of the moves now, some of them you think, oh no, 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 and then they get through and past, and you think, gosh, yeah, that's the old van and bike from 1990.
Nice.
Mal bought me that.
Did he?
Yeah, he bought me that in 1990. So although we'd had, fell out and back together, he came to America with me once as well. We went to America together in I think it was 88. I treated him and I took him to America with me, and it was a difficult one with my dad because I love him to bits and I just wanted him to love me. And I thought after my little brother died in the car crash, and my brother was 4 years old, and then with the tragedy with Kenny, I thought my dad would really take me under his wing and just be a bit more loving and compassionate with me. But he never was, and it's kind of heartbreaking,
Yeah.
But he was a great coach. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that looks like
that must be someone.
Is that Colin? That. Do you want me to tell you a funny story about? I need to tell Colin a story about some of the memorabilia.
Yeah, go on.
What happened, Lee, was this, right? I was going through a tough patch and I didn't have any money. So over the years, I've had to sell one or two pieces, but I've only ever sold anything on a buyback deal. So when I get back, more of a loan, really, and when I get back on my feet, I'll buy it back. So one guy said to me, he said, I'm a big friend of Kenny's. And he invited me to his house. I went to his house and he had some memorabilia and I had a meal. And then with him, and he was a really nice guy, I thought, and me being a bit stupid and gullible, I said, he said, can I buy some memorabilia off you? And I thought, well, I don't know, Kenny's friend, I've never seen you. I don't know you, and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, he named certain items and showed me some pictures. And I said, yeah, I've got this and this and this. And anyway, what he did is he went and sold stuff, which was a bit naughty, yeah?
Yeah.
But he sold it to Colin.
Oh, okay.
And I tell Colin the story, and Colin says to me, that's not good. I'd like to send it all back to you. Yeah? Which was beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
Now, I said, don't do that. Just hang on to it for now. I know it's in a good home because you really are Kenny Carter through and through. But this guy who bought the stuff said to me, have you got the Kenny Carter flat cap? He always wore a flat cap. I thought, no, I ain't got the hat. Anyway, one day I thought I was just having a little shop around, and I went in Sue Riders in Weston-super-Mare, and I saw this flat cap.
No way.
I swear down. Right. I thought, hey, how much is that? It was £1. So I got it. And then I did a deal with the guy. I thought, what I'll do is I'll hide the art in the bottom of the bag, but I won't say anything about it. Well, we're talking about, when he broke his leg and then in 83 and then 84. And I sold him the plates the original plates, like 200 quid, and well, I don't know, it came to about 700 quid, I don't know, grand. And he's going through this stuff and he's really excited. And then all of a sudden he saw the hat and he's like, that? And I'm like thinking, Jesus, I'm never going to get in heaven. I'm going to get to the pearly gates. He's going to be going, you're having a laugh. Carl, you're going down. Right. So he says, I'll give you 100 quid. And I thought, oh, God, this is bad. And I said, all right then. So anyway, Kenny had me over a few times. So I guess what goes around comes around. At least I'm honest. It's off my chest.
That's brilliant. It's off your chest now. Oh, that's brilliant. I got Andy Obbs from Swindon, top man from Swindon. He's put, sorry to say I've not watched much road racing, so I don't know Alan as a racer, but watching this, I have to say, what a lovely man, total respect to you for being you and great stories.
Thank you.
Top
Yeah,
man.
thank you. No, I appreciate it. And Lee, it took thank you. And it took a lot of courage for me to think about coming on and doing this. And I'm really pleased that it's going well for you and that we've done this and that, you know, people just know that Kenny was a nice guy and, you know, we're not all bad as carters. We're nice, decent people who like to have a laugh and we give it the best we could. And thank you for having me.
No problem, mate. Your personality comes over. You're a great guy. I'm pleased to have met you as well.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to the book.
Yeah, you'll be getting that.
Yeah, can't wait for that. So much appreciated for your time, Alan.
Thank you.
And I'll keep in touch with you anyway and look forward to the book. And then I'll read it and let you know as well what I'm thinking about as well. So that's cool.
Thanks, Lee. Thank you.
Take it easy and all the best to Tracy as well.
Thank
Setting you up.
Cheers. All the best.
Take
Bye-bye.
it easy. Thanks, Alan. Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Awesome. Really enjoyed that with Alan. Very cool. What a great guy he is. Can't wait to get the book. I've heard great things about the book. Can't wait to see that. I'm looking forward to that. My mum's got it for my birthday, so I'll get into that. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'll keep in touch with Alan. He's a top guy. Really appreciate that. Thanks very much, everybody. Great couple of hours that was. We got there in the end, getting on. I enjoyed that. Thanks for everyone coming on with your questions. We had a good fun. Alan's a great character. He was a great rider, but what a man he is. Great laugh as well. I'll just put some of your things up. Look. There you go. Look. Thanks, Peter. Nice job. Tracy. There we go. Yeah, top guy. Really enjoyed that. Great stories and so on. I just loved it. Thanks, Cole. Thanks for coming on. Claudio, come on. Italian's late. You'll have to watch the recording, Claudio. Very interesting and great guy as well. Very cool. Funny guy. Top bloke. Thanks, Billy. Awesome to see you on, mate. I'll always be praying for you one day, mate. You're an absolute legend of Speedway, and I really enjoyed your career. I'd love to get you on one time. Fingers crossed from my end. Thanks, Gary. Obviously, we've spoke about that we'd like to get one done, so that'd be cool to get you on here one night. That'd be cool. Thank you very much. I'm not sure what that is, but whoever put that, thank you very much. Heart of Gold, Alan seems to be a great guy. Oh, that's nice. Hopefully he'll see all these comments when he comes back on Facebook as well. All you guys have put down on there when he'll go on the comments. Had an awesome time listening and watching this, and thank you, Alan Carter, for reliving the memories as ever. A top interview. Thank you very much, whoever that was. Thanks, Paul. Thank you very much, Phil. Fabulous. Thanks, Simon. Yeah, glad he came in the end, Gary. I know he said he was a bit slow and he used to have to do the push starts in the MotoGP, but Alan Little, well done, another great year. You're still getting us through lockdown. Take care, Lee. Thanks ever so much, Alan. No problem, mate. Pleasure. Absolute pleasure to talk to these heroes and idols of us all, of all these great eras that we all remember, great memories. As we say, that's why I called it memories, is everyone's got great memories to tell, so it's been awesome. Thanks, Mark. I saw your banter ones and did that a couple of times. Went to click it and did that. Oh, no, better not. Claudio, caught you in the morning. I've got some mega news for you. Hopefully, don't get too excited. Oh, depends what it is, Claudio. Don't get me too excited. You don't want me to blow the stitches and all that. I saw a couple of your comments. Who was that who put out there as well? Someone said put something in your lap or something. I did spot it. There he goes. Look, Phil. He's killing me. Look, Lee, put the keyboard on your lap. Not likely. Not having a good time with that. So it's not good. There you go, Billy. If he's gone, I don't know if Billy's gone. Look, can't wait for you to get Billy on, the mate. The bullet is the legend. He is absolutely is a legend. I will keep everything crossed for Billy Hamill. I'm not sure if that's the first time he's ever seen any of the interviews or anything. You never know. Might change his mind. That'd be awesome. Don't want to chase him. Well, I do want to chase him too, Ben. Yeah, I do want to chase him. Go after what you want. Go after what you want, and be honest, I loved Billy Hamill, so I'd love to get Billy Hamill on. And I did actually message him and say to him I would never give up, and I did mean that. So I didn't get these interviews in the first place by giving up, that's for sure. I persevered well and truly, slipping into all sorts of heroes' DMs at all sorts of hours. And then, thank God, managed to start getting some contacts. So it's a little bit easier to be able to sort things out now. God, I used to do it for months. Who else is put on there? Not too sure that is. Great from Jay, I think that is. Well done, Lee. Fantastic choice of interviews. David, thanks for coming on, David. Great stuff. Can't wait for you. Yes, Gary Stead will be very good. Yep, agreed. I think that'll be very good. I think you will. Never know. Fingers crossed on Billy. Hey, Claudio. Ashley Holloway. How's it going? Can't believe I haven't seen this channel before. Awesome, mate. Yeah, mate. If you've seen on the old, well, I see you're on the YouTube. So if you ever go on there, there's loads on there, mate. And quite a lot of people were telling me that they don't know anything about it. So we've got to spread the word out there, people. It's been a good 6 months now. Started off doing the Skype recorded interviews. There's loads of Speedway ones on there, loads of motocross legends from all eras. And then obviously I started the live ones as well, which was started with Dave Thorpe. And then top man, thanks Ash. He said he subscribed. You don't have to pay anything to subscribe, people. You won't miss them. But if you have a look through the videos on there, I think everyone will be surprised with all the legends that are on there. Massive riders of all eras. Unbelievable. That's why I feel so privileged to be able to speak to all the guys. It's been unbelievable. And even now with Steffi Bow as well, one of the top women motocross riders of all time, when I got to speak to her as well. She's on there as well. Yeah, it's been amazing. Unbelievable. So many. Billy and Greg would be one hell of a night. It would be. Unfortunately, that other night when Dennis Sigalos come on during the Bruce Pennell and Eric Gunderson the other night, when that was awesome when Dennis Sigalos come in. The other guest he had to come on was Greg Hancock was supposed to be popping in his office as well. So I have been trying to get hold of Greg, and Bruce said he's going to try and sort me out with Greg. So fingers crossed on Greg as well. But like you said, a Billy and Greg night would be really cool, wouldn't it? Bruce Pennell and Eric Gunderson was my first ever twosome together. So that was really good the other night. It was amazing. I'm sure maybe Ash would want to check that one out. On YouTube, really enjoyed this evening, guys. Well done, Lee. Thank you, Alan. So just to catch up, I know a lot of you guys, a lot of the Speedway fans and motocross fans and vice versa, we all love our motorcycling, as it were. So tomorrow night, I've got AMA legend himself, Mr. Jeff Ward. Can't wait for that one. Another beauty, absolute peach that is. That's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. UK time. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then on Monday night, I've got former 500cc world champion Belgium Jackie Martins on the Monday night, 7 p.m. UK time. And then on Tuesday night, I've got a cracking Speedway one with former world champion Mr. Chris Holder, the Aussie. And that'll be on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. UK time. And then as I've just announced tonight, on the Thursday night, 7 p.m. UK time, is French legend of motocross and obviously supercross as well is Mr. Sebastian Tortelli. So can't wait for that. Yes, UK time, Andy. It's been a bit of a running joke when I say UK time. You have to say UK time now because obviously everyone's seeing these all over the world now, so people can plan around the time if you want to see it live. So yeah, really looking forward to that as well. Was Sebastian Tortelli is a massive interview to get. I've not seen anything of that man anywhere. What a rider he was, multi-world champion of the World Motocross Championships in 125s, one of the fastest 125 two-stroke riders ever seen, I would say. Then into the 250s, battling with Stefan Everts them years, and amazing, winning world titles, and then go on to America, and then win AMA stuff as well. It was amazing. He was absolutely different gravy, Mr. Seb Tortelli. And also, I can confirm that'll be a 2-part as well. So you can do an hour with me next Thursday. So that's a week today, isn't it? That's right, yeah. You can do an hour next week, and then he said he'll do another one the following week for a part 2 and give us some longer time. So that'd be awesome. So 2 nights with Zeb Tortelli. Can't wait. So yeah, beautiful. As I said earlier, on the Jeffrey Hurlings multi-world champion, the Dutch man, on his full kit. I've got the bottoms and the top, and obviously it's signed as well on the just there. Look on the number with the Dutch flag. Look across the numbers, really cool, and a great butt patch on the butt of the bottoms saying "Into the Lion's Den." There's only 26 tickets of that left. 26 tickets left, so hopefully I get to sort that out before the weekend, and then I will do the live draw for that. And then fingers crossed I can announce the new Evo bike. I've got an absolutely peach bike for the next bike competition. It's awesome. I would say it was one of my dream bikes that I would always wanted when I raced. So it's going to be really cool just to even be able to touch it for a little while while it's in the competition. Right, Ashtec, try and get Karga and Arlene on as a Robbins 90s special. I have spoke to both of them guys, Ash, and they said they would do it, and Jimmy Nielsen as well. So, yeah. The only time I've done sort of like 3 or 4 at once was on Boxing Night evening. Was with John Davis, Neil Middleditch, Dennis Sagalos, and Mr. Steve Luxton, the old Cobra Gladiator. We all come on a boxing evening. Was the only one I've ever done more than one, when we had about 4 of us on there. It was crazy night. Had some good fun. And then the other night with Bruce Pennell and Eric was the only other time that I've had more than one. So it was only happened twice so far. But yeah, I think especially the one with 2, I think it's more manageable, as it were. Yeah, that worked really well the other night with Bruce and Eric. That was really good. So I think 2's a good one for sure. And like you said, you could do 90 specials with the Robins, 100%. Yes, I've definitely spoke to them. I did, being totally honest, because I had Alf Busk arranged the other week, a couple of weeks ago, when I was quite ill, and so cancelled it. So that was pretty much going to be my first sort of Robin at that time. I did sort of purposely leave him because I didn't want people doing that. Oh, he's just getting all the Swindon riders on. So I've left it right to the end. Now I need to get all the Swindon riders on. Yeah, I've spoke to Phil Crump as well. I'm going to get Phil Crump on. He agreed he would do one, so that would be really cool. Obviously, I did Jason, so I suppose technically he was a Swindon Robin as well. When he confirmed back in last year that he was going to try and ride again this year, which I see he's confirmed today to sign for Ipswich Witches for the new season. There you go. Ash. Andy Hobbs says, has Ash still got my coat? Funny true story. Thanks ever so much, Stuart. See Lawrence on tonight as well. We're going to try and sort some out with Lawrence as well. There's so many guys I want to speak to. There's so much to do. Can't wait to do it all. It's been really enjoying it. So yeah, I think I've said anything I need to say. So tomorrow night I'll be back on 7 p.m. UK time, Andy, and with AMA legend Jeff Ward. Wow. Thank you very much to Mr. Jeff Stanton, who sorted that out for me to get Jeff Ward's contact, which was amazing. So weird messaging them guys and getting responses. Very cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, can't wait to see that with Jeff Ward tomorrow night. So I'm going to go and get some late tea, and I hope you all enjoyed it. We managed to get on in the end, and thanks to Alan Carter for his time and Tracy for setting it all up, his lovely partner. And I will see you guys all soon. Cheers, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow, Andy. I'll be the hobbling injured. And then we can say some thank yous tomorrow. See you all soon, people. Thank you very much. This will be recorded. So anyone that you know that would have liked to have seen this will be recorded, and I'll share the YouTube link out tomorrow. But yeah, if you can spread the word, people can come into the Facebook group where a lot of it happens. And I've got the Facebook page now with the competitions as well. We're on Twitter and I'm on Instagram as well, my own and my Motocross and Speedo Memories everywhere. And obviously the YouTube channel as well. You can subscribe for free to it as well. So thank you very much, people. See you all soon. See you tomorrow night. Ciao, Bella. Oh, no. Whoa. I nearly forgot my dad's saying then before I went. That would have been the first one. Close. So I always like to leave it on my dad's nice comment quote he used to have. And thanks to Mr. Pat Stott, who did me a logo of this, which is really cool that I've managed to get printed and got it at home in a frame, thanks to my mother. And it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. So I'll leave it on that. See you soon, people. Ciao, Bella.